So I want to eat. I don't want to make nothing. Like I don't want to cook right now. But I want to make me something. I want to snack on something. I'm about to make me a real quick snack while I'm talking to y'all and let it cook. Ooh, wait. I need this one. Oh my nerves. Absolutely. It's crazy. Why is they don't open? Alrighty then. Y'all will let's see. I think it changes positions. Ooh, after I go live, I did not mean to hit that button. Ooh. Okay. So here. I'll just say that till after I'm done. I sure did. Pasted it right there and forgot. I know. So they see it's a chair. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, she look familiar. Lord, the violence at McDonald's is crazy. I think it's this light that's making me hot. Hold on. Jesus. I started getting hot out of nowhere. Yeah. Her eyes big as fuck. Her eyes really big. Jesus. That's a cute swimming outfit. Oh, we got on. Ooh. I've been cool this whole time and I just got hot. I might have to bust down a bottle of ice. So, I know I should have wrote it down. Hello. Hola. Hello, everybody. Hi. What does she mean by that? I think she means literally. Hello, everybody. I'm fanning myself currently, and I'm making me something to snack on while I talk to y'all. Cause yeah, I was hungry and I meant to do it before I started the live, but then I forgot I had something in the freezer. So in the process of cooking that, it's gonna be some lemon pepper and lime pepper vegan fish. What are you doing? How are y'all? Y'all doing okay? Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you for the like, share, subscribe. Hello. How are y'all doing? Where y'all at? Not where y'all at. How are you? Just calling my name. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So I did want to clear some stuff up. There's a lot of chaos and confusion going on right now. It might have not been who I thought it was at the door, 5 a.m. But dude, who does that on any level? They do look similar, whoever it was. But I still don't know who it was exactly. I'll put it that way. Hello, how are you doing? I'll put it that way. Because I really don't. I just know it was a big, tall guy. And he wasn't fit. He was big and tall, though. And he had a backpack. So I'll say, innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. But, bruh, I hate it when people do that type of shit. They show up between 4 and 5 a.m. Bruh, I wouldn't take no job that had me knocking at nobody's door at them hours. I'm not lying. Nope. In certain places, and sometimes you don't know people's triggers, mental state. You don't know what the hell could be going on. It ain't safe. I won't be want to knock on nobody's door at 4 or 5 a.m. That's taking a chance. Even in the daytime, it's taking a chance. Y'all see that man that just got that man, he shot him on purpose, and that was on some racial stuff. I think he was in Atlanta or something, but he was delivering food, and his phone had died, and he was trying to add directions or whatever. And don't get me wrong, especially in Atlanta, some places, you can be anywhere and be really disoriented and not know how to get out, right? Dude didn't know how to get out of where he was at, and they got some streets like that. That if you don't know, you will be stuck up in there. You driving forever trying to find your way out. I don't know. I personally wouldn't knock on nobody's door unless it was an emergency. And yeah, the young man got shot, unfortunately, by a racist person. Oh, you're on my lawn. Let me just shoot you. You gotta be more precise than that. Lisa left eye. What? Was that her? Oh, shoot. Whoa. Whoa. Some people, boy, but that shit caught me off guard. Turn it down just a little bit. Give some extra lighting, but Jesus, not blind me or cook me. I'm starving. Not cool phone. I need all my releases. Y'all see? We're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about a few things. Let me see. We're gonna talk about the Genius Act just a little bit. I haven't really delved deep into that, but ultimately, um, Gemini represents genius as far as tarot is concerned. Religious programming and grooming, which we do talk about that a lot. Hagumba. There's good ones and there's bad ones, obviously, in everything that we do and see and witness. My babies are so cute. Yes, I'm gonna have to stay off the late night vibe. The late nighters be on some bullshit. This is not my goddamn door. I knew that shit was on her. I don't know who it is, and I ain't opening it up. I have no idea who. Hi, did you send someone over? Yes. No, that's fine. No, I remember I told you I kind of figured you weren't gonna be able to come with it, so that's okay. I know. Yeah, that's okay. More than likely, yes, that'll be a good time. Probably after 3. Yeah. Okay. And if I get back before then, I'll let you know. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. You too will be great. All right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who the fuck that done, so I ain't open it up. This shit ain't happening. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. My damn food. So, uh, so skittish. What's today? Thursday. Oh, that's what I wanted to look up. So, well, I'm waiting on me. Hello. To get me together just a little bit more. I'm going to. I didn't know it was a such thing. I'm like, oh Lord, this is not going the way that I'm looking. You good? You look good. You look sad. Oh no, I'm not sad. I rested RBF, rest the bitch face. I'm not sad. Thank you for asking. Though, how are you? Thank you guys for the like, share, subscribes. No, I'm not sad. Mm-mm. And I can explain that in a better way. Parts of me are sad, but I'm not sad generally. Mm. Have I gotten her in a short? No, gotten her alive. Jesus, Jess. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. How are you doing? You okay where you at? How are you? You good? Good to know. think that was a helicopter. It was shaking the place, shaking the roof, shaking the roof. Red, retiredly, retired, extremely dangerous type. Um, TRIBE. Ah, wait, it just popped up. Yes. Not a month ago. About a week ago. Ooh, 25 minutes ago. Can't ignore this. Can't ignore it. What it is. That is a reading from 2 weeks ago. What was what? Not my nose hurting. You can't ignore it anymore. To you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Okay, y'all. Listen to Jess from Body Life Tribe for a second.
Welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be diving into the energy of this Capricorn full moon. However, if you are tuning in from the future present, allow yourself to receive the message that clearly your spirit is asking for you to receive right now. I'm going to be live shuffling from this tarot deck.
Yeah, if anything, if you heard anything while I was looking, that sounded like a helicopter.
And a few other oracle cards. They will be linked down below. And
hello, how are
allow
you?
yourself to get comfortable, get cozy, and let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle for the full moon, for the collective. Typically, I shuffle and pull for my smaller group, Bahati Love Notes. It's my smaller collective energy where I pour into them every other day. If you are part of Bahati Love Notes, make sure that you check the astrology portion of your reading. There's a ritual there for you to practice at your own altar at your will if you choose. Okay, this card for sure. Page of Wands reversed. Angels and guides from the highest light of the universe. What is it that Spirit wishes to speak to the collective energy at this moment in time? Clarify the Page of Wands reversed for me, please. Clarify the Three of Wands for me, please. Queen of Pentacles. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles for me, please. The Hangman. Yeah, I'm getting a very, very obvious message here. Five of Pentacles, the Star card reversed. Okay. First things first, my love, yeah, Five of Swords. First things first, really interesting energies. These are different from Bahati Love Notes group. The energy is definitely different. which is why we separate them. So first things first, guys, with the Capricorn full moon, I don't know who this is, but and try and keep an open mind here, how this may apply, because it might be hidden to you. That's literally the energy that is then getting. You might not be so fully aware. And as someone who is so intentional with their life, and I really get a strong sense that you are someone who is very intentional with your life and how you move and what energies are aligned, you would be surprised what kind of falls through the cracks here. And it's not intentional, it's just as human beings, we're not perfect. And sometimes there's a little bit of a blind spot, and Spirit's showing me a blind spot. So with that being said, give me an open mind as much as you can. So first things first, Spirit is saying that there's something here as far as like tension, agitation, defensiveness when it comes to being receptive to something that Spirit sees as in your best interest. This has a lot to do with the T word. I'm going to say trauma. This has a lot to do with your own experiences. You may have issues trusting women. You may have issues trusting dogs. You'll be so surprised where this energy comes from. The very thing that it is that you're trying to shut down and push out of your life, or that you won't allow into your life, is a blind spot for you right now. The Capricorn full moon is, I believe, and I'm going to shuffle on this in just a moment, I believe is trying to usher in healing for you in that aspect of your life. It's so interesting because how they're showing me is like a dog. Let's say when you were a child, there was a neighborhood dog and the dog bit you, and moving from that space, you're just like, you just do not vibe with dogs. Now you're single, you're living your best life, you could use a little bit of friendship and companionship or some activity in your life, and Spirit says, honestly, the best match for you is a dog, and you wouldn't even consider the blessing that this dog that's meant to come into your life. Now, this is the metaphor that they're giving me, right? So bear with me here. You wouldn't even consider the blessing of this dog entering into your life because of that past experience, that trauma, that karma. Karma, I say that word, not that you deserved it, but sometimes there's lessons that are just inevitable to happen that make you lock up and get defensive and then create a barrier so that thing doesn't repeat itself, right? Maybe you are just completely anti-animals because of the dog that bit you. However, Spirit is trying to show you that there's something here that needs to kind of get dismantled, because the very thing that you're afraid of has a blessing. You would find the cutest little poodle, I don't know, that you are so comfortable with and matches your lifestyle and the vibration and is in perfect alignment with you, but you wouldn't allow yourself to receive it because of that past memory, that past experience. Someone here has that right now, where your angels, your guides, your ancestors, the divine, the universe is saying, listen, we have a blessing that is willing to come into your life. Saturn, interestingly enough, is the planet of karma, and Neptune is planet of illusion. These two planets are directly conjunct each other in the sign of Aries. Aries is the new beginning. Someone here has to kind of dismantle, or working on dismantle, or be open to dismantling this concept, this mindset. Again, for someone here, this is going to come through as a blind spot. It's going to be something that you reject and that you're not open to receiving, that you've had issues and problems with it in the past. For someone here, I actually do feel like you may feel awkward. I also feel in the past you feel overlooked or inconsidered, like you're not taken into consideration when it comes to meeting new friendships and groups or how you interact with certain people. But you have a new friendship group or new circle or new community that you're meant to be initiated into or welcomed into, and there's a part of you that's kind of like defaulting back to, well, no one really accepts me, I'm so quirky, I'm so unique, I'm so odd, whatever the case is, or I'm so unique that I finally got my claim for my car accident. They only offered me $5,000. $5,000? I had a car accident and I got offered
Oh my God.
It's been hard for me to find like-minded people, but well, you found your tribe. Chances are you've been setting intention for it and asking for it, but the way that it's going to come in is going to blow your mind. It will challenge you in how you've received community and friendship in the past. Now that's a specific message for someone. For someone else here, you have had to stand up for yourself. Queen of Pentacles is the energy of the feminine who is deserving of protection. She has found her voice. She's solid, she's stable, and there's a way that you're going to be receiving blessings in the near future.
Y'all remember the Queen of Pentacles kept coming out in the last reading. And I kind of didn't really know how to read the energy. I didn't want to say the wrong thing, but it's kind of like she said, earth, karma, time, years. It has its own cycle. And when you work past these certain cycles, then you can time jump. You can be granted into another timeline. So that means the timing, the changing, everything's going to be different. And you can have triggers that may seem very similar. And then also things are also being exposed to those, not only the triggers, but the experiences as well. So it's like a trifecta of being hit all at once of all these different emotions, actions, and feelings and experiences that can be overwhelming. So when they become overwhelming, sometimes we overreact, right? And I can take total accountability for that, total, constructive criticism for it. And we should all be open to constructive criticism, like I said, and being able to reflect in our own energy, as well as holding others accountable. Well, I swear to you, I'm about to turn off all these damn lights. Because I swear, if it's these lights making me hot like that, that's ridiculous.
That definitely branch boundaries that it is that you've set in the near past and present. For some of you guys, there might be a misunderstanding with your boundaries. You may have had to enforce these rules, and with enforcing this new way of life, certain people and energies have had to fall out of the space because they are no longer benefiting from you with boundaries. They loved you when you were boundaryless. They loved what they were able to get and gain from. And you're starting to watch this growth. 3 of Wands here. 3 of Wands is, wow, I'm seeing this come in. The interesting thing is, Knight of Pentacles, Hangman here, you kind of are going to have to hang up. If you hear any noise, my neighbor's just got in his car, and it sounds like there's something going on with it. Mercury retrograde. Now I'm about to leave a little letter and just be like, hey buddy, it's me again. Mercury retrograde is about to happen, so if you're hearing any noises in your car now, try to resolve it, because Mercury retrograde is right on we're really about to enter into that territory. The benefits of living next to a witch, right?
The benefits of living next to a witch, right? So these are, I'm going to show you guys without making a mess. Lemon pepper and lime pepper, vegan fish bits, whatever. And I got some vegan sour cream. And I just cut up some chives and put some dill in it. And it really tastes good.
Or an astrologer, someone who is connected with energies. Anyway, moving back into this, the Knight of Pentacles and the Hangman. So now that we are here, now that this is your space, and clearly if you clicked on this video, whether you are subscribed to me or whether you are passing, which welcome, things are beginning to grow here, and there's something here that you may need to I don't say hang up, but surrender and say, you know what, I wouldn't have chose this for myself, and there's reasoning why, especially with Queen of Pentacles here. There's a reason why I wouldn't. That's not my pattern. That's not my past pattern, but still I'm open to receiving. Still I'm open. This is going to fill in the space, Five of Pentacles, where there was lack. The Star card, though, reverse, is not what you were expecting. It's not the way that you called it in. It's not the way that you saw that it would come in. It's the way that it's in for your highest and greatest good. Let me shuffle on this and see a little further. For some of you guys, you're really coming out of, Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is something that may actually give you anxiety, or just like, ooh, that's the unknown, or that's not, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't like that. This is, remember how I said in the very beginning of this reading, I was like, try to keep an open mind, but I was saying it more to me, but it's interesting that I said that so many times, because I feel like your angels and your guides right now are asking you to have an open mind to the way that the universe is working to surprise you. Also, there's going to be a new pattern here, and it's going to provide longevity, like in your life. Saturn will always be the committed, will always commit you to a path, a promise, a way of life, something that you are fully committed and devoted to. Ooh, a butterfly.
That's me when I say, when I see a butterfly. Hey, there's a butterfly. Nope, no farts today. How are you?
Transform your life and shift your life, but you may feel a little uncomfortable. For someone here, you're like, okay, well, Jess, I couldn't be any more uncomfortable. I've been in a season of uncomfortability, and the truth is, I see it. In the near card, the near position of the past, you have Five of Swords and the Page of Wands reversed, and the Five of Wands. You had to have been uncomfortable. These are not.
And that's how I feel right now. I'm not lying. You good. That's great. That's awesome. You tired? You working hard? Working day and night? That's amazing, because I've been like that. Like, God, please don't let me go through this again. I don't want to go through this again. Please. But it wasn't what I thought it was. It was something else. But it's just as bad, but it's not that bad. Kind of, sort of, not really. Awesome. Thank God for days off. Days off or time off. And love vacation.
Comfortable energies. Even if you get what you want, there's still a space of bleeding out a little bit, where you're just like, yeah, I won the battle, but like I lost my arm in the fight. So there's something here that's saying, like, you are valid to feel a little concerned. You're valid to feel a little on edge. You're valid to feel anxious. But here with the Hangman energy, it's about allowing the divine and allowing your magic to speak for itself. If you look at this, oh my goodness, you have the Four of Wands here and the Lover's card reversed. Especially when it comes to relationships, you guys, Capricorn gets overlooked a lot because it's not romantic, like Pisces, or who else? Gemini. Even though I know that people.
I was just talking about that too.
Don't think that Gemini is romantic, and maybe romantic's not the right word, but sometimes they can sell a story and people buy it. But no shade to Geminis. You guys know.
The fucking shade.
But anyways, Four of Wands and the Lover's card reversed here. And with Capricorn showing up, this romance is something that is solid, stable, committed, devoted. Capricorn is the energy of devotion. That's one of the reasons why I love it so much. I'm triple Virgo, so I love stability. I love things being stable. I love predictability. I love you showing up for me at all times. I love loyalty. So this is the energy, type of energy that I'm seeing here. In the collective, specifically, Four of Wands has been showing up a lot, but reversed. So something here that was once topsy.
That's interesting to learn that she's a triple Capricorn. Trine Capricorn, possibly. She reminds me a lot of my oldest sister that I grew up with. She really does. Her energy reminds me of her. The one I get along with.
When it comes to marriage, foundation, stability, long-term, long-lasting, is now getting set up right, and not just by the power of your will, but the power of the universe saying, you know what, we do see this for you. We do want this for you. My concern with the Lover's card reverse is that you're going to reject it upon the way that it looks like at first. Some of you guys, you're going to get called, show up in your life in ways that may initially inconvenience you, but is for your highest and greatest good. This may mean that if you made a promise to like go for walks or to show up at a book circle, to go to the river and on a ritual, or to do less at work and do more, like switch up and go to the gym, or hang out with a friend, or spend time with your mom or your family or your father. There's something here that it'll be easy for you to be like, you know what, I made that promise, but like, maybe not today. No. There's going to be a need to kind of hang up your desire, your initial temporary desire, for the sake of what's good for you long term. You're establishing a new habit, a new pattern that is healthy and high vibrational, and it's going to do more good than, it's good for you.
That's what I should have put in there.
Six of Pentacles, yeah. Someone here is going to
I should have put some lime juice in there.
Give a little less than what they could. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, where they have a whole lot to give. They have a whole lot to offer.
In the vegan sour cream. With the chives and the dill weed. That would have made it not so much thick cream, but it would have made it perfectly. I'm telling you, I was sitting there like literally sweating. Let me see. I just might have to do it like this because there ain't no way. I'm just sitting up here roasting.
That be you when it comes to your energy, to yourself, your dream, or a relationship. Someone here may also feel like they have received less than, this is exactly Ace of Pentacles. This is a new chapter in your life. You're going to start receiving. If that's the case, guys, allow yourself to receive. Let me know in the comments if you can identify with this or if this resonates. You know, when you set intention, like, wow, I want to be in a relationship, friendships, community where they pour back into me, and then someone comes in and says, hey, can I help you with that? And you're like, no, I got it. No, are you sure? Yeah, no, fine, I got it. That's the pattern, that's the habit that you got to break. You don't realize that mindset of like, I got this, I can thug it out, I'm going to carry this weight, this work on my back, is coming from a space of defensiveness, because in the past you knew that you couldn't count on people, and that in order for things to get done, you were the one who was able to do it. You were the one to be able to complete the task. So you just count on yourself. But if you ask for community, if you ask to lean into your feminine, if you ask for healthy divine masculine, there comes a time where you have to allow people the chance, the space to kind of prove themselves, or at least allow the energy to show up for you in the way that you set intention and you put it out into the universe for you to receive.
Well, first time using my health allowance card. Let's see if it works.
Jesus, help me.
Oh, I guess it does.
That's for you to receive.
I think that vegan sour cream had an aftertaste. It's almost like I could taste the baking soda. I don't know what that's about. I don't like it.
Yep, temperance card. The Fool card, yep, the Moon card. It's going to be foreign to you at first. Oh my God, I love this. This is giving me the uterus, which I love. I love that energy right now. Okay, Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it's not going to be how you would see it, and that's good. This is what I'm feeling for the collective right now. Is your magic is going to come through declaration. I did say this to Bahati Love Notes. I wrote like a whole ritual for them to practice. Ooh, look, guys, we have the Death card at the bottom of the deck. Endings, beginnings, rebirth, and then a new cycle here. So also you have feminine energy, beautiful feminine energy here. So I did give them like a little ritual to practice, and they know. If you're part of Bahati Love Notes, let me know down in the comments, put a little heart or something, or Bahati Love Noter here. But yeah, or inner circle, say inner circle, because that's really what it is now at this point. They know. I wrote a little petition for them. So this is not, I was like piggybacking, because this energy is definitely different from their energy, which makes sense because it's designed just for them. But for the collective here, you know, it's almost, it's really important that you make a commitment with this full moon. Capricorn full moon. And I don't want to tell you what to do, but I kind of do want to tell you what to do. BFF Jess has entered the chat. Do it. Make a commitment to yourself, a promise for something that it is that you know that you need. Something that you don't want to be overlooked with. Something that you may be fearful of asking for, or you may, I just heard woe is me. So you may feel like there's no way, or I've already asked for this so many times, or my time has passed, or now's not the time. There's a blockage here in what it is that you think that you should be receiving, or how things should be. A lot of shoulds. The universe doesn't align with how we deceive ourselves, the stories that we tell ourselves. The universe aligns with truth, divine truth, which is we live in an abundant universe and anything can happen.
I cannot stand hope.
Everybody should be in a position where they can help each other. Everybody should be in a position where they are loved. Everybody should be in a position where they feel community. Everyone should be in a position where they have food and they're nourished. Everyone should be in a position where they can pay their bills, they have a safe place to lay their head at night, a safe, clean place, a warm place. The reason why that's not the case is because there's imbalance in our world, but I believe, and this is a little veering off in a different direction, BFF Justice entered the chat again. I believe that we are slowly, collectively, globally awakening to that, and that in order for that to happen, there has to be a little bit of a battle. We're in that battle now. I see the end result, which is something that's positive. But anyway, back to this reading. Everybody should have their needs met. The universe doesn't believe in lack. The universe doesn't work in lack. It's abundant. If we were all sharing, if we were all at ease, everyone would have, there would be no one without.
Exactly.
From love to everything, every aspect. So there's something here that is trying to talk directly to a blockage within you that says, I want this, but I don't trust, because in my past experiences, I haven't been able to receive it, hasn't been safe. This is the very thing that is going to be the new start, the new chapter, the new journey that is so aligned and so perfectly timed to, again, with Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, Pluto retrograde, breaking it down, pulling it out, extracting the poison, if there is any poison, turning that poison into medicine, and the full moon. Yep, boundaries. Yep, I did say that for someone at the beginning. There's a lot of boundaries that you use to enforce. Look at this, the cat, the independent energy. Yep, independence, lavender. It gave you peace and to some extent to be able to rely on yourself or to count on yourself or to be like, I got this. But I do see friendship, community. There's a big thing when it comes to the energy of other. Friendship, community, connection, relationships, family, which leads me to the next card here, the beaver, connected to home environment. We also had the four of wands. This is reversed, but it's because the home, the safe space has been a little bit empty. If you've had a home, spirit is coming in and trying to light the fireplace of the home so that you can get cozy and sit with someone else beside you with something that you deserve. And when this death card shows up, you guys, it just means that the way of the old is dying out, and that's not a bad thing. It's actually really exciting. I get a lot of regrowing energy here. It's like when I garden and I pull out the weeds and it's just this blank space of soil that's like rich even from the weeds, and then all of a sudden it just magically starts drizzling rain, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, let me sprinkle some seeds and go back inside. And then as soon as I go inside, the rain starts to fall a little heavier, and then 3 weeks from then I'm seeing all these sprouts, and somehow the plants that were the weeds, if you want to call them that, somehow nourish the soil, but we're taking up space. I pulled them out, they serve their purpose, and now we have this open space for the garden to bloom. And then like 3 months down the line, it's just like, holy crap, this is a totally different space, way better than I could have ever imagined. And all I needed to do was just allow myself to accept the idea that all I needed to do was just clean out a little bit further and work smarter, not harder. Something that is foreign to me at the time. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm seeing for you guys.
Very interesting. I was thinking about last Saturday about pulling weeds and how literally people make money off of having weeds and actually put weeds in their salad. So it's a trifecta there of abundance, actually. So it's not a bad thing. And there should be always room for growth, right? And healing. But that does take time. So don't feel bad. Don't feel displaced, misplaced, or neglected in some type of way. And don't neglect yourself. Absolutely not. But in this space of the full moon being in Capricorn, there's room for new commitments, right? But we have to be careful to what and who, what, when, where, and how we commit to as well. So productively, always something constructive we should always commit to. Like she was saying, taking a walk, stretching, doing yoga, Pilates, exercise, eating good, those types of things. Keep those promises and those commitments to yourself, because the upside in the healed part of Capricorn is being dedicated, is being committed. So I'm really sitting up here roasting. I think that's just the energy coming in, and this has been a into that type of energetic pull of feeling the heat of the energy, actually, literally. Having some orange juice and kombucha. Woo-hoo-hoo. Don't you go off. Don't know if I want the last bit of that. I'm mad because I got a non-pope orange juice and it still had pope in it.
Speaking of dead spaces and regrowth, I've really been working and loving this mushroom oracle deck. So the deck that I'm working with, I'm going to link it down below for you guys. What is the wisdom of the mushroom? Define. Let me read it to you. Speaking of which, guys, I've got a manifestation deep dive that I've been doing lately. If that's something that you would like to link in with, the links for that will be down below. It's been really powerful. It's once a day we shuffle and pull the cards from the tarot or oracle, whichever you feel called to. And there's a journal prompt and then a message that helps you to dive deeper into yourself. Okay, there are similarities at play here. Where do you need to look more closely at the finer detail? That's the Seven of Pentacles. There is something you might not be noticing, and when you understand, and that's what it is. Remember I said blind spot?
The thing to remember about God is that He loves you.
There's something you might not be noticing, and when you understand, and that's what it is. Remember I said blind spot? And when you understand what you're really looking for, it will be easier to identify that part right there. You might be making an assumption about something or someone and aren't really seeing the full picture. Make sure you do your research and due diligence in this matter. Really give it a lot of thought. Then when you are certain what you need to look for, put it into action. This card might also mean that you need to help others see what is before them and show them how to look for similarities so that they can.
And that's what I was just talking about, right? I can take accountability. And likely it wasn't that person, but the similarities and, different things that have happened and people just being weird and not respecting boundaries, right? But then also, I was in another aspect. If y'all was to not hear from me, and that was the case and situation, and I had to handle my business, if I was not present, then you guys were to know, okay, well, I might have to go sit down.
They too can find exactly what they are searching for. It could be a time to define what you are looking for. Are you being a bit too vague and need to really look at the finer details? Only when we truly define what it is that we want can we manifest it in our lives. We were literally just talking about that manifestation. We wrote a petition, we put it into motion, we set the intention, we lit the candles, and 30 days, that's what we're on. For some of you guys, it might actually be 32 days for it to manifest. Don't be fooled by appearances either. Someone may be trying to be something that they are not. They might not be. There might not be anything wrong with that, but it is always good to understand why. Not everything is as it seems, but that is not always something to be worried about. Keep your wits about you and see what's really in front of you. Looks can be deceiving. So that's what it is. Like, I just feel when it says looks can be deceiving, it's not that something is trying to hurt you. It's more that for someone here, a larger message of you expect to be hurt. So you may be a little skittish or resistant to asking because in your mind, your blind spot is feel like the ship has sailed or it is what it is, this can't change, or you don't want to ask for this anymore because of past experiences. Let's go ahead and challenge that. Okay, the moon card, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised how this energy wants.
And that's amazing only because in 2020, this energy was amping up, right? Holding on for dear fucking life. In 2020. And there was all kind of fucking toxic people doing toxic shit, extra just deadly stuff. And it was showing and proving, it's still showing and proving today, right? And it's just amazing to me how the energy has shown up and how it was in Capricorn season. It was just some crazy shit. Like in 2020, like all over the world. It wasn't just one person having this experience, but not everybody was still aware. You know, not everybody is still aware right now, but more people are aware. So it's funny how now this energy in the moon, in Capricorn energy in the moon represents emotion, what was hidden in the dark. And, you know, it can also represent the moon, can also represent, you know, high priestess energy, the dark feminine energy, Lilith type energy, healing type energy, and of course, manifestation, right? Like I said, we did, I forgot what they call, like, we all were setting intentions to get through this shit. It's the best way I can put it. We were all setting intention for getting through this shit and for the wrongs to be set right. And, you know, what was in our best favor and interest, not only just for ourselves, but for other people. So I just feel like that energy to show up now in this way um, is something to reflect on.
To show up for you now. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to shuffle and pull for you quickly with this reading. Until then, I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I will see you guys in the next one. All of the links to my offerings from the apothecary to readings to manifestation workshop to the sacred anointing ritual boxes, all of it will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So that was Jess from Bahati Life YouTube channel. I absolutely love her. She's like one of my YouTube sisters for real. Helped me get through a very dark time of my awakening and learning my gifts. It's so much more. It really did help me on a high vibrational level. And that I'm so grateful for.
Hey, no matter. Oh, no, ma'am, you get your butt right back over that corner and sat down. It's the correct way. What you done did? You know what she done did. Tell your mama what you was in here doing. What you do, Lily? Go on, tell her. I wasn't sitting still. You jumping all on my damn sofa couch. Lily, don't tell it like it is. Well, you might as well sit off in that corner somewhere.
Oh shoot. Hold up.
Well, you might as well sit off in that corner somewhere so she can't sit on the furniture like a decent human being. See, and I just told you, when you get over here to listen, that's your problem like that no good daddy of hers. Can't sit down still to say they like you. Just bound from couch to couch. Okay. That's on you. You did that. Right. You right. You should have got that belt and got her butt like I told you. She gonna get it next time, best believe. Now bring your butt back over here jumping all over my furniture. I'm gonna tear them legs up. I told you.
That's Miss Amrich bitch. I love her videos. She's so damn funny. She is so funny. So y'all, I'm getting sleepy. I was so sleepy yesterday. I went to sleep. I was gonna do a video and I was like, sitting. I was like, oh Lord. Okay. I don't know what them people's at my door for. Exchange. Am I looking? Oh, I'm like, am I looking at the wrong thing? So, oh my God. So, let's look into this right here. Let's put it. The Genius Act is what we're going to look into. U.S. passes major basically we're going this is has to do with the Genius Act. Oh yeah, she did say Revelations.
Revelations 13, 16, 17.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Some revelation is just happening. Well, let's see. Oh, they talking about the mark of the beast. Yeah. This lady was talking about, oh well, how religion is used to, mentally abuse and harm children, and how CPS should be called on those parents, right? But it's like, why? Simply because the system is based off of those religious beliefs. So you take them from the pit and throw them straight to the fire, not giving the parent a chance to learn from their mistakes. Mark of the Beast 13, Revelation 13, 16, and 17. Revelation, the Mark of the Beast. Let's hear this man's thoughts and what he was thinking, and what he thought it was. See what he thinking, what he thought it was.
Studies. Today we're in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. And in this particular section, we're talking about the mark of the beast. And it says, it also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor,
Endopath
to
studies.
receive a mark on their right hands or on their forehead, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name.
The mark.
Now, this mark of the beast, well, what are we talking about? Well, everybody in the book of Revelation, everybody is marked. Believers have the seal of the Spirit. They are sealed. They have the mark of the Holy Spirit, which indicates, just metaphorically, it's not a literal mark. It means you belong to the Lord. So everybody is marked out, believer, unbeliever. If you're an unbeliever, you have the mark of the beast. It's not a literal mark. And when he says to receive the mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, this harkens back to actually the Mosaic Law, where when they describe what a person does and thinks, so your right hand refers to what you do, your forehead refers to what you think, and so that's the idea. So if you're an unbeliever, you think and do what does not glorify the Lord. If you're a believer, you think and do as a way of life that which glorifies Him. You are an incurable God lover. So we need to just clarify what is the mark of the beast. It's not literal, but everybody is marked metaphorically. You're either a God lover or you're a God hater, a child of the King or a child of Satan. So if this has been helpful, check out more of Jeff's thoughts on YouTube, and there you can subscribe to them. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
In the Path Studies is his name, and it's a I, lowercase I, with the green background, dark green, not light green. Geoffs, GEOFF apostrophe S thoughts. Dash Revelations 13, 16, and 17. So that was his thoughts. But then they took it and said, oh, okay, since we can't beat them in the spiritual, let's get them in the physical. That's ultimately what they just did. Oh, and what's his name? I'm gonna say the wrong name. Bill Gates is building one of those computer gods. Ultimately, that's what they're calling it, right? Those computer gods in Louisiana. So while he's building that in Louisiana, and what's his name? Musket. Musket is building the other station. They're building luge stations. All that is. Souls that they can entrap and use and filter through the machine for the ones that are not going to understand and know how to take their power back and even be aware of what's going on. Ultimately, that's what they're doing. So y'all wondering why y'all see these different activities going on in these different areas and different spaces? And what they feel like, if they can put it in heavily melanated populated areas, is that they won't be disrupted. So from jumping, and that's crazy. I was just thinking about the oblongs. It's not funny. 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about oblongs. And of course, we were talking about South Park, right? Y'all want to see what I got on? It's nothing much. It's just my top that I usually use for my head wrap. It's extra hickabee. It's actually a shirt. That's what I got on. This, yeah, it's hot AF. Dun, dun, dun. So that's fucking crazy. The people that they put in bowls, boy. Excuse me. I don't think about it. Oh, and then they're spraying some aerosol to try to block out the sun. And this has been a bill that has been passed, something that has been approved on a legal level. So you guys are going to have to go, and I will put an air filter outside, and they have some cheap air filters. Um, they're like 50, $60 at Walmart. I would buy those and use those. Then they got some that's like $200. They got a lot of different ones. Like I said, use plants to filter out your house. You're gonna need it. Fuck. These motherfuckers, they just do the most. They trying to kill everything, and they don't give a fuck. When I say that's the worst thing these people ever did, they trying to block out the sun. First, they try to say, "Oh, it's gonna be a golden dome to block out the sun." But do you know how the fucking pressure you're gonna be, and how much in a spiritual battle and struggle you're gonna be in emotionally without the sun? The sun is needed for so many different things to grow our plants, our food, and vegetables and fruits. They already don't want to put female trees next to male trees so they can grow fruit. Now they just trying to shut the whole damn system down. It's insane. To block out the sun. That's Bill Gates trying to block out the sun. And they setting up these grids in these different places and areas so they take the fucking control of shit. That's all they're doing. And where they're going to be activated, like I said, in heavily dense melanated areas. Tokenization program, banks, change.com, BANX change.com. Why the Genius Act is ego. Y'all already know, like, how many, this don't make no sense to me, how many fucking dysfunctions there are in different areas. I don't know how the power outages work in New York. I probably wouldn't want to imagine nor ask or really know. I can imagine it'd be horrible. I've seen power outages in Texas. I've seen power outages in California. California, I've never had to experience days without power there. Never. All my years growing up, being into adult life. Never. I was actually happy when when the power went out for whatever reason. I was happy, ecstatic. Ultimately, just really, I don't know. I got a jolt of joy from whatever it came from. ultimately that was tied to a storm, right? And I would run down the street in the dark. I don't know why, but I did it barefoot and all. I don't know. It kind of felt like I was running faster. I don't know. So that's what we would do. We had power outages in California. So, and I've heard in Texas, like they go days without power. I was just talking about this not too long ago. Days without fucking power because of a tornado, because of a storm, because of, why would they want to make anything go just electronic? With all the shit that they're doing, that sounds like an idiotic plan to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It would only be counterproductive due to not chopping down trees for funding, right? For paper, that would be a good thing, right? That'd be a pro to this con situation. I don't know. I just their computers are not listening to them. Their computers are telling on them. They already don't feel good about that. So I'm just really curious. Not really, but I don't see this being a good thing. They're not focusing on health. Your health is your wealth. So if you focus on your health first, then the wealth will come. So I don't know why they're focusing on taking away healthcare and then not taking away the toxicity and things like that in agriculture and water, about cleaning and purifying those things and take care of those things first, and plants and animals and stuff like that, which we need to keep everything going, right? We need the insects and we need these things to pollinate the plants. Robots can't do everything, bro. They can't. So I'm like, dude's not focusing on what's most important, right? And good leaders, great leaders, awesome fucking leaders, they focus on what's best and what needs to be worked on first, and what's the best option, what's the best plan of action. Thank you, the biggest. I know they actually don't give a fuck, and I keep saying this, and it's hard for me to even understand this, but the things that I've been through, I understand it, but it's just like fuck. Why are the people like really getting it? They really don't give a fuck. It's gonna take the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. Chicken Little. Before these motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm an ostrich with my ass in the air, and this is all bad. Also, it's looking great tonight. Oh, you're looking great tonight. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. You're looking great as well. I love the YouTube picture. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. It's like, what is it gonna really take? Why? Why does race have to play a factor? Why does oh yeah, that video I wanted to watch. Damn, which phone did I save it on? Because I did want to go over this video. Simply because this woman. Oh yeah. I might have it on this one, but I got the short, so I can go directly to the video. Wait, that's not the. Oh, but it's on this picture. It's on this profile. So, no problem. And yeah, thanks. Um, I don't. But it's kind of like what I was saying with the last live. It's like people are hard, so-called hard and gangsters until they got to be that hard and gangster and they realize, oh shit, I'm exposed. Like I wanted this thing, but I really didn't know what it was. I really didn't understand what it was. Now I'm stuck. So it's a messed up position for a lot of people to be in right now. And like what Jess was saying, like we're working towards that that stability and that free will as a collective. Um and we're fighting for that. And as long as we those take action, and be a part of that, taking action responsibly, it's like, hey, thanks. Yes, everybody like, share, subscribe. Why the drooly face? You about to go to sleep? What the hell? Made me forget what I was talking about. I just see something that distracted the hell out of me. But as long as we collectively keep fighting and realize the Squid Game is not what is needed. Like that's all this life cycle they have us on, this like rat race type thing, and we really shouldn't be against each other. We really should be for each other. Um, like we all should know, it takes a community to raise a child, and what community do we have? You better be building one. I just thought about it too. How's the police right around the corner? It's some bullshit. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and listen to this comic. What's his name? I don't even know his name. In Godfrey We Trust podcast. Godfrey at Godfrey Comedy. Y'all can screenshot it, find it, review it. Pause it. I almost feel like my computer. Shit.
Yeah, Miami is a tribe. Like, these are tribes of Native Americans. Like, and there were millions of them.
if you look at the old clan, name of a tribe, Manhattan is a nigga. Okay, at least I exist.
Yeah. Right.
But you,
What?
being called a nigga, at least I'm here. Yeah. Because what if the niggas were here like in abundance? They would be out there, be calling you fucking something. You say, but they are gone. Yeah. Like, that is nothing compared to, nigga, okay, at least I exist.
Yeah. Right.
But you imagine you're gone.
That's crazy.
And Manhattan is a tribe. It's the name of a tribe. Manhattan is an actual tribe.
Yeah, a lot of this.
Miami is these are tribes of Native Americans. Like, and there were millions of them. If you look at the old clan Native American studies, and the whole of North America was just all these tribes. Like, what tribe is that? And everything. Canada is Canada. It means it's Native American. I did a Mohawk podcast when I was in Montreal. The Mohawks, they fucked with me. It was one of the angriest podcasts, but I loved it. They were like, they fucking took. I was like, this is true. And I was like, true. Oh yeah, that's why they celebrate 4th of July earlier. Oh, no, Canada, because they killed the Indians. Well, I say, October is their Thanksgiving. They murder early. Oh yeah. And they don't. Yeah. Well, the Canadians be like, their history of Native Americans is so disgusting. Yeah. They took Native American children, and made them live with white families, boarding to get rid of their Indianness. I mean, it is the most evil skills.
And that's a big deal in Native culture. The hair?
Yeah.
Cutting the hair is a big thing.
That was one of the most evil things. I mean,
Yeah.
they raped them and murdered them.
Well, they was raping and murdering everybody.
Or the movie that killed the killer of the moon, the Scorsese film with De Niro and DiCaprio. Have you seen it? Killer of the Flower Moon. You gotta see that shit. I watched it on the plane. I had plenty of time. When I was going to Thailand. That shit right there. Let me tell you something. You have got to see that shit. I watched it when I was going to Thailand. I said, let me see this shit because I love Scorsese. And I was like, it's about this Native American tribe and these women that owned all this land. So these white men would come in, DiCaprio.
They made a movie about it.
These Indian girls and get them pregnant so they can get the land. So they play like they're like, it's
Damn.
and try to kill the wives, poison the wives, shit like that. You gotta see this movie, and it's real.
I had this man in Atlanta. He tried to get me pregnant. So I want you to have my baby. I didn't even know that man. I was like, man, hell no. And then I did my research. It made me just like do some research. And I'm like, why? The laws are different. Like, say you make more money than the guy, they could put your ass on child support and take your child. And a lot of them be plotting and planning like that. That's fucking insane to me.
That movie, it's like almost 3 hours long.
Based on a true story, obviously.
Yeah, this shit is so good.
It is
And
based
it's
off a true
fucked
story.
up.
We just talked about that, but last month, the month before, about the times, the dates, the years, and stuff like that, the years that were falsified. Hold on. Why did it go so dark?
And that's what they would do. Native American, and a lot of, and I think this shit too. People are saying Native Americans come from Siberia, like say the Siberia from the Bering Strait. They got that Asiatic look. They're black Indians, man.
Yeah, they were.
Black ones, like just black. Because I met pre-Indians at the Mohegan Sun. I met this dude.
And that's what I was just thinking as I was watching it at the end of this podcast, as I was watching, damn, I didn't know it was that long. Fuck. What? It was that long? It may not be this one. I gotta check it and see. But at the end of this podcast, they were talking about the the Italians, like up in what are you talking about, Manhattan? The Shawnee. Yeah, Shawnee Dixon or no the no, wait. I was just singing this song. No. Yeah, I'm out Texas. Staten Island. So they talking about Staten Island, how they deal with the racism out there in New York with the Italians. But it's like, they just raped so many different tribes.
Cree Indians, black dudes. They were speaking Cree. I was like, what the fuck y'all saying? So what Cree? We're black Cree. And they were going, oh, but I was like, they were snorting, not detailed for the easy for. I said, what the fuck? They were Cree Indians because they had the casinos. They were like, oh, no, we got casino money and stuff like that. They were like us. Like, they were like, no, I'm Cree. I'm 100% Cree. That shit fucked me up.
Our government was able to date that back, but they said that when they were documenting Native Americans, they were documenting them through telephone books. So you could find tribes through telephone books. How they were keeping track of them. She was trying out. I don't know if my mom was gonna clean her attic out, but she said there's a telephone book upstairs where it documented all the tribes of Indians that were
You also
found.
have the whites at that time that tried to get designated as Native Americans just so that they could get land. Cherokee. Yeah, that.
And that's after they put the law into place to protect the indigenous women from the Caucasians from taking their land.
They burnt the county clerk's office so that they could take the land from us. So when they burnt it, the papers went with it, and then they took the land out, and they took the land from us. So like they just came and built stuff all around us where we had like owned it.
Can y'all imagine? They burnt the secretary's office down so they could take over the lands because all the paperwork was gone. What do y'all think is going to happen digitally? I'm just saying, like, really think about the things that these people are trying to really use this information for and what they've already used it for.
We were like, wait, why are y'all building that over there? Like, just came and knocked our house down and like, oh, you don't have the papers for it. It's like, the papers is burnt with the thing. It was crazy.
That's wild. What year was
I
that?
think that was 1969.
That's all day. I was 3. They just fucking
Burned it down.
1869.
We're gonna burn it. We're gonna burn the papers up so we can take the land. We're gonna burn it up. We're gonna take just.
Yeah, they just gully like that. They just man. But when you know this stuff, you cannot be diminished. So
Yeah.
when they, somebody's telling, oh, you blacks, you in prison, you like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Suck my dick. Like, I'm not even. What about fucking shut up? Fucking black on black crime. Well, crime is always a proximity thing, and you commit the most.
Exactly.
And rapes. And pedophiles, and we can keep going. It's like this, but what about fucking lawyer dad's not home? Yeah, he is.
You always have to say
But the percentages of fathers taking care of their kids are black men. More involved than any other.
And what's actually crazy, I thought about that. I said, damn, if California, all of California fucking falls into the ocean, I was like, fuck. How would that be reconciled? How would they would literally wipe out different tribes and different existences that existed in California. And it didn't show up. Crazy. Why is this phone acting like I'm not in touch with it? Taking forever. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Yes, ma'am. About what? Yeah. No, I didn't call him last night. I'm gonna call him today. You okay? Okay. All right. Take your time, honey. All right. Okay. So I didn't. I forgot to call them people. I've been taking care of so much different business shit. I'll call them today though. For real. Not that bad.
Others?
But what the hell was I saying? That just threw me off. Oh, about California falling into the ocean. They don't give a fuck. I said, damn, all that gone history. All that history just gone. That's how they be doing it though. Like, that's how shit happened and they capitalize off of that. And then they wanna they don't care. Y'all look back at the history, the true history of the United States and all these other countries and continents and stuff. Um, they all had Indian names before the change. And that's another thing that stuck out to me to make me understand how the spirituality part of everything was so real and so strong and so important for them to want to have to do and take these different extremes to take over.
Taking care of the kids are black men. More
Yeah.
involved than any other. And I have some white friends that don't know their daddies.
Yeah,
They never met them.
absolutely.
And some black friends. I know white friends who have their daddy and don't know their daddy. Words. They don't get along. Right. My dad's an alcoholic. My mom.
Yeah.
It's families in general. But I'm like, wait, it's just, but they control that media. Don't answer Charlie Kirk. That Rob. I want someone to smash that kid. What up? It's so ridiculous. This is why you gotta read these. You gotta read these books. I was in an Uber with this Dominican dude, and he was like, "Oh, here we go. Your victimhood. You gotta move on." The smartest culture on the planet. Shut your mouth. Here they go. He's like, "The victimhood. You got that. Shut the fuck up." Her story is so fucking amazing. It's so stellar. But damn, the only way that white people can even relate to it is they have to know this stuff. They have, and not just one story, but there's hundreds of stories like this. When you read Color of Law, or you read Medical Apartheid, or you read any of these books that or Hitler's Black, what is it? Hitler's Genocide. Black victims? Yeah, Hitler's black victims. Yeah. Before they were doing what they were doing to the Jews, they did it to the African in Germany. Yeah. So, but if you don't read these books and you just go, just move on, then you don't.
They did it to the Africans in Germany first. Very interesting. Very much so interesting.
You can't be diminished when you have the knowledge of yourself.
Yeah.
It's you like, it's not my fault. My thing is, you can't move on if the behavior is still the
And
same.
that's the thing.
Your behavior is still the
It's
same.
still very much
You're
here.
still yelling at the deaths at black people. You're
Yeah,
being nasty.
even the black girl who got reelected.
We sit down.
You're still
having weddings and fucking
Yes.
You're trying to
Being married on plan.
Let me see if this is.
You know, it's corny, but it's funny. And if you know Filipinos and you know their accent, I got one more. One more Filipino joke. I'm sorry, guys. One more. There was 3 bears in a car. Okay. And they're driving over a bridge.
This is
And the
not.
bridge breaks. Which bear survived? The dry bear.
I'm not sure to find it.
Driver, you know what they say? I'm a driver.
That's not what I was looking for, but we did get some nice little tidbits out of that portion.
Can you dig it? Another episode. We got your lies. History and truth. That's right. Doing your little, yes, it's S1W. He's doing his little, that's right, Nation of Islam. He's doing that in his seat. Look at it. Get it, Dante. Get it. Get it. Wipe the ball. Yo, we got the regular specklers on here. We got Dante, we got Eva Evans again with her little spiky hat. I know it's tight at the forehead. It looks good. You don't have to know. Daddy, she's talking about her soul food restaurant and Staten Island, the history of Staten Island, and her legacy. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I didn't know anything about that shit. And then she even said there would be no Wu-Tang or Pete Davidson in my answer. I said, I'm going to DM her. You talking about Wu-Tang? The origin nation? I said, yes. And man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm very happy that she's here. And wow, she gave me all this shit. And I know it's Shawnee, but the last name, Shawnee, but your whole name.
Shawnee Marie Dixon.
Shawnee Marie, because I was just going Shawnee.
I just know I go by Shawnee. I usually say Shawnee fuck her last name. I don't know.
Okay. Shawnee Marie Dixon.
Shawnee Marie Dixon.
Shawnee. Like Shawnee. Yes. I'm so happy that you're here. Yo, and your story is so dope. Like, and the fact I knew bringing them, they would eat your food. They goes, yeah. It was top.
I know this is
And I know I'm not a big soul food eater like that, but if it's good, I'll eat it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of shit ass soul food out there. Yeah. 30 people. I'm bringing a lot of food. I said, the new Superman. I don't. How you like them apples?
Really?
Black people. Yeah. Cats, because they were talking about like them coming from Holocaust and being left. So that's how they designed Superman. It was 2 cats. Because when I go to Cleveland, they had a Superman little museum over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think he says something about him being an immigrant. That he's an immigrant because he comes from he's an illegal immigrant.
They brought it up in the script.
So James
Gunn is the new guy on patrol.
And they lost their mind. The MAGA.
Damn, that's crazy.
Now what's the fucking thing? Jesse Waters and Ben Shapiro and
But crazy, like, but they don't realize y'all thought y'all were the heroes. It's so mad. Why does Ben Shapiro talk?
He's the same nigga who made an hour-long video about the Barbie movie. He's a grown-ass man.
They can't
reaction video.
Nah, reacting to the Barbie movie.
It's like, all the time when they were. Like the phoenix coming out of the fire. I like the beat. Oh, there they are. The cat didn't, burning hats. The cat part didn't burn. Yeah. The over your head.
Yeah, but all of these people are making like regretful videos of why they voted for Trump and I thought black people were.
Hold on. I want to know if this is the video I watched earlier. I don't think this is it.
Everybody else feels like it's home, but put your home. No, we pull out fold-out tables in the living room. It's for overflow, and I don't want nobody trying to come in for overflow. It's like I don't want to leave. People came from down to like I don't want to get kicked out. Let me sit
I
down.
want to see the inside of this plate. Oh my God, that's a crib.
I really don't think this is it either.
I was like, oh, okay, man. And we talked like an hour right? We were just yapping. I was like, dog, this is what we do. Yeah. And the fact that Staten Island, it just tells you, they just hide so much shit. And that's all they do, but shit's coming out to the light. And that's what I love about social media. Yeah. I love it. Because I wouldn't have found you if there wasn't just my digging in the hotel. I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is awesome. I mean, it's like, it's great. It also comes out because they're trying to diminish it.
Yeah, people like you're gonna stop it from the house. Yeah.
The history of slavery in Staten Island. I think this one is it.
Well, that's a blessing in disguise because they're trying to hide it with the big people.
See, that was 4 days ago. That was 5 days ago, but the one I watched was a day ago. It's only a freaking day ago.
Black history, other than the main shit, the regular shit they show on film. I go, you gotta go with all our books are bought.
Yeah,
That's
so I
why remember I told you I don't buy nothing but hardcover. Yeah. Just so I'll have it. Historic treasure of Staten Island, the oldest surviving free black community in the U.S.
I gotta get that one my massage in. I've been putting it off.
By visitors to New York City, they just skip it. I go, what's that? Okay, anyway. It's Italian. Yeah. Italian place, pizza shop. Right? No, but what's that old thing that says 1709? Well, look at the pizza. They'll open 2021. That's just the address. Listen. Wait, that's just the address. That's a beer. That's 1709 Street. There's 1701 too. Okay. Now the Italians and the Dutch, they create this wonderful church. What's that old church that says 1450? That's another address from the back. Those are the 14 other streets.
I finally got my claim for my car accident.
This kind of why about white people? Why don't you have white characters? Is this mentality? Yeah. And we always have to identify. It's like, do you think that Israel should be able to defend themselves? This is the same thing. It's like we don't have to identify our okayness. You're the ones that's fucked up. Right. You perpetuate it. But it's like when you look at sports, how were whites winning? They didn't let us in. Yeah. They just didn't let us play basketball. Yeah, that's how they play. That's how they broke all those records. Kids now, you go, they can't believe that basketball was once all white. Yeah. And they go, they watch the old footage, and that shit is trash. And then they go, what are you without cheating? Yeah. You fucked up the Negro Leagues by integrating us. You brought in Jackie Robinson because you saw that it was better. Yeah. Negro Leagues was better than you guys. So then that one game you all allowed black people to play, they beat your ass, and then black people created night games. It was the Negro Leagues that created night games.
My grandfather played.
Yep. Awesome. She's playing down. And so it's like, and Babe Ruth was black. He was black as that big ass nose, and he hung out with black people.
Damn. Babe Ruth was melanated? And they hid that shit? Y'all remember Sandlot? Look, that was confirmation. Y'all remember Sandlot? They be, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Got along with black pictures.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's what's up. Do you know the team?
Well, he was in New York. He was in
Black Yankee.
He was Black Yankee.
He's like, crazy. Because I met Buck O'Neil from the Kansas City Monarchs when I would go to Kansas City and go to the England Museum they got, which is awesome. And Buck O'Neil, before he died, Buck O'Neil would be walking around and be like, yeah, Mr. O'Neil was like, what to Buck?
Yeah, my grandma was like 90 when they inducted him. It's old.
Yeah, and they broke it, and you look at it, oh,
My grandfather was Genesis. My grandfather was also the
my grandfather had the
That's my
first
grandfather right there.
That's your grandfather?
Yep.
Shit.
He was the first. He was one of the first black people who actually worked for Department of Sanitation. Not a black.
Show that again. That's insane, bro.
I'm not telling no lies, yo.
That's your legs. That's incredible.
That's how you feel a sense of pride. Yeah. And somebody can't diminish you because you understand your history. The whole point of making black people feel as though they don't belong is to say that you haven't contributed to nothing. The pyramids ain't you. African cultures is not you. Jazz is not you. It's all rock is not you.
Damn, these niggas lie like a motherfucker. They just lie about everything.
Once you know,
Who you are, I teach all 6 of my kids. I'm like, tell me. I just told my son today walking in the mall, I'm like, tell me who you are, Jonah. And he's like, I know, Mom. I'm like, no, tell me. And he's like, I'm 9th generation direct descendant to the first free black to purchase property on Staten Island. I'm like, and I need you to keep day. Like I tell him that all the time. He's like, I'm 9th generation direct descendant to the first free black to purchase property on Staten Island. I'm like, and I tell me, I just told my son today walking in the mall, I'm like, tell me who you are, Jonah. And he's like, I know, Mom. I'm like, no, tell me. And he's like, I'm 9th generation direct descendant to the first free black to purchase property on Staten Island. I'm like, and I need you to keep saying it every day. Like I tell him that all the time.
because every day something is saying that.
Reiterate that to you, and that's what you're fighting for, and that's what you're going for. And I'm just highly disappointed in my so-called family and friends that could not get their shit together, But like we all learn, everybody can't go. This is a journey meant for you, and people don't want to heal. You gotta let them go.
Yeah, like you gotta be. I mean, I put him in the best school, so he's always around, like all these other types of kids, and they're like, you're late for school, and I'm like, yeah, he's late because he's an entrepreneur. He don't need to be here. He's gonna make money. There are
It's just
30-minute mark is where this is at.
and 11, and they still learn racism at 3.
So they
stupid.
my kids had to go through that their whole lives. Like,
and then they
all my
and
kids go
still,
through. Yeah, and
and so it's like we gotta move on. No, but you keep teaching the young ones your bullshit.
yeah.
You keep
Is the problem.
Like you were saying, that whole confidence kind of elite, kind of like, and like what she was saying, I kind of like, I'm tapping in because she was talking about inferior like behaviors, like, and when I walk around on Staten Island, I don't ever walk around with my head down.
Yeah.
I don't ask anybody for any help. I don't, so everybody always thinks she got everything together. She doesn't need anything to do, work her restaurant or her events or anything like that. She doesn't need us. And I'm like, no, it's not that I don't need you. It's just that you see me walking in alignment with my authority and with my confidence and I've been appointed. My ancestors sent me here to do this. So like, you guys all think you're supposed to have all of these things going on here, but I'm here and I've been here. My people are here. My ancestors are still here. So like, you can't do nothing to move me. You can't tell me I can't be here. So like, my black restaurant is the only restaurant on Staten Island.
It's a perfect transition.
Yeah.
Your restaurant.
My soul food restaurant is Shawnee's House at 381 Van Duzer Street in Stapleton. It is
Van
the only
Duzer
soul
Street
food
in
restaurant on Staten
Stapleton.
Island that is considered to be a fine dining restaurant on Staten Island. It is the only restaurant to ever receive 2 stars in the New York Times out of any restaurant that's on Staten Island, including the white restaurants. So what I'm up against is the all of the white restaurants, every type of restaurant, not just white, but they're all questioning, why is this girl getting all of the attention? Why is her restaurant making all this noise? Why is she the only one that is bringing around the entire world as a destination and attraction for New York City? They don't understand. I'm sitting there saying, if my ancestors came here and did it first, you tried to wipe them out, and then you didn't want to tell it in the history books, why don't you think I'm supposed to be here doing this?
So I got a question.
Yeah.
How did it all start? Who was the first person to say?
She, as many others, give me so much faith and hope in myself, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how I should be doing it. And like I said, we all need those. Hold the fuck up. I gotta check something. I think I might have did something wrong here. None of this is making sense. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I did it right. This is not making no sense. Why the fuck is it so goddamn hot? Shit. Hold on. We don't even feel like this some damn long. $80 degrees in this motherfucker. I don't know. That kind of got me upset. But thought I did. But I didn't. I had it right. Shit.
How did it all
But she gives me that refresher, that reminder, that we should give ourselves every day. But then, when we see somebody else from their aspect and where they're doing it from and how they're doing it and how they're being supported and all of those things that we all need for us who have good intentions, and came to learn, came to teach, and not interfere with people's free will, but give them opportunities and different perspectives to think from, to heal from. It lets me know, like, I know why I'm here. I know what my ancestors want. I know what they have done for me, I have done for them. It lets me know that I am supported, I am loved, I'm divinely guided and protected. And nothing happened for no reason.
start? Who was the first person? Tell me.
So my ancestor, Captain John Jackson, was
Captain John Jackson.
Captain John Jackson Henry, and I have to say that because I am a Henry. There are 4 founding families, which are the Henrys, the Landons, the Coopers, and the Moody Pedros. And I am a Henry. I just found this out recently that Captain John Jackson is Henry. Captain John Jackson Henry. I was just saying Captain John Jackson. He owned his own ship. He was coming from Snow Hill, Maryland. He came up here. He found himself on Staten Island. And when he found himself on Staten Island, this was in the 1700s. Now, mind you, 1700s. So the paperwork that my mom found yesterday, I was telling everybody the story about how he came here in 1799. My mom looked at the paperwork. She's like, no, Shanae, it says 1700s. Like,
1700s, y'all. This is a confirmation of a tribe that didn't completely get and utterly get wiped out.
the 17.
And completely their fucking lineage didn't turn to fucking a bunch of whores.
Just like 1700. And I'm like, what?
Porn ass haters. Let me be exact.
100 years earlier than we thought.
For America was America.
Right.
Dang.
So they traveled up
For
here,
America
and
was
then he
America.
then purchased Sandy Ground the land as the first black purchaser of
How did he travel?
anything on a ship. Came on a ship, and he traveled here. He met my great-great-great-grandmother, who was a full Native American.
Do you know what kind of Indian?
Pre-slavery.
Yeah, this is sort of like
as a free man.
Yes, he was free black. Yeah.
So what
Pre-slavery.
Do you know what tribe?
She's
In the
a Lakota
1700s.
Sioux tribe. So they,
Sioux tribe.
yeah, LAK.
Slavery.
Yeah, this is sort of like
as a free man.
Yes, he was free black. Yeah.
So what kind of Indian? Do you know what tribe?
I'm from the Lakota Sioux tribe. So they,
Sioux tribe.
yeah, LAKOTASIOU, and we were coming from the Dakotas, and we came here to Staten Island.
From the Dakotas. Wow.
From the Dakotas, yeah.
That's like Midwest.
Yes. So that tribe traveled, migrated to Staten Island, built their reservation, and then my great-great-great-grandfather met her, and they created a family. So I'm a part of that. So they purchased
That's
an great-great-great-grandfather.
Great.
Yes. Three. I'm three greats. Yes. So I'm 8th generation. That goes back. My grandmother was 6. Was first. They came here. They purchased in 1828, and they built my church in 1850. The 2 cottages that are still standing, that are across the street from my church, also built around that time.
Need an attorney? NOLO can help.
Time, our counterparts did a lot of things while we were there. So we owned our own farm. We were the first farm black settlers there, and we were the first black oystermen there. So they were oystering, and then when our counterparts found out that we were oystering and opening up, sort of like
So white people found out what happened.
yes, they were opening up socially. They were like socially elite people, opening up these like members only clubs and restaurants and oyster bars. And when they caught wind that was happening, they polluted the water so that you couldn't oyster anymore. And so when they polluted the water so you couldn't oyster anymore, my ancestors were like, okay, well, you pollute the water, we're still farming, so we're good.
Y'all always gotta be villains. Y'all always gotta be villains. Y'all always gotta be villains.
I understand that in order to be tall,
You have to find how they need.
It didn't kill anything because you just killed the oysters, but you didn't kill the vibe. So while they were there, they were still farming. They were farming asparagus, blueberries, sweet potatoes, and strawberries. So when they found out that we were still prosperous, we were farming, we were still pushing things out, they came and they burnt the ground so that you couldn't. They burnt the farms. So when they burnt the farms,
It's all Fort Tulsa, Black Wall.
yes, this is all before Black Wall Street.
Yes.
We're doing our
Before Tulsa, before Black Wall Street,
1800. So when they burnt the farm, what happened
before Tulsa, Oklahoma.
was what you believed was our demise became your demise, because when it burnt the ground, it burnt up the rest of the crops, but the sand became so conducive for strawberries that they flourished like you were in California. And the strawberries went crazy all over the burnt land, and so that's where the name Sandy Ground came from. And then when he figured that out, he discovered it. He said, let me take my ass over here to Anguilla. So he takes his boat, he takes his ship, and he goes to Anguilla, and he establishes in the richest part of Anguilla, Sandy Ground, Anguilla, and then takes a straight shot through Anguilla and goes to St. Martin and establishes Sandy Ground, St. Martin, and then he comes back to Staten Island to complete his mission of building out this whole tribe, this situation. And so now he does all that, and he passes, and my family takes over. Now we are the oldest community inhabited by its original descendants in the United States. We're the oldest continuous community in the U.S. with its original descendants in the U.S.
How old was he when he passed?
I can't remember how old he was, but I know that his tombstone is in our protected cemetery on our grounds, and all the tombstones are dated back in the 1800s. Like you can see, like the old ones, like oh my God, they're still here, they're still buried.
What are you saying about Harriet Tubman? Remember?
So my ancestor, Captain John Jackson, used to pick up Harriet Tubman multiple times in New Jersey and bring her with the enslaved group.
That's like a celebrity from
So she was a celebrity. She stayed in her house. I said, when one of the news stations asked me, oh, well, how do you think you feel? I said, I think it's pretty dope to know that my ancestor had a cold one with Harriet Tubman and then put her back on the boat and took her to Jersey because she was seeking refuge in the house where my grandmother was born. So she stayed in that house where my grandma.
What the fuck?
And on Staten Island.
What the
Yeah, so he would keep taking her back to Jersey. So they started seeing the traffic coming back and forth of the boat going back and forth into New Jersey. They were like, "What's that? What's happening over there?" And that's how the ferry system got inspired. It was like, you gotta like make sure that the ship goes back and forth from Staten Island to New York City because they saw that happening. This was all before a bridge was built. So before bridges were built, we fought to like not build a bridge. Like, no, we don't really want a bridge. We're good. And what they did.
Now we know why that bridge, right?
They promised us you'll never have to pay a toll or a tax to cross the bridge. You'll be
Lies, all lies. I tell you, these motherfuckers lie.
able to travel back and forth for free. So when they applied the tax, we were like, well, you apply the tax, now we have to like travel back and forth. We gotta pay, we don't understand it. We're unsure what's going on. They even fought us on building assisted living for senior citizens in our family. They fought us. We took it all the way to DC. My family was like, we want to build retirement homes here in Sandy Ground. They said, no, we don't want you to do that because Black people have grandchildren very young, and then you guys will densely populate, and we'll have to build more schools out here, so you guys can't build facilities out here on our grounds, like on our land. We had to sell land, $9 million of land. We still own much of the land, but we had to sell land just to like pay taxes because they said, you guys have all that land and the trees are growing, and if you don't pay the tax on it, we're going to take it from you. So we had to sell it to pay tax, like so that you didn't take stuff from us. So we're constantly out there trying to combat things that are going on. And now that you see, because I done let the cat out the bag, y'all wasn't ready for me. Like, you weren't ready for me. Like, I was coming ready to be rehearsed and ready to stunt on you. I'm going to open up a top restaurant. The food critic that came into the restaurant, he studied my lineage 30 years ago when I was in middle school and didn't know that I was a Sandy Ground descendant. So when he gave me my 2 stars,
he studied her lineage before.
He had no clue that I was a descendant of Sandy Ground. I said, so you spoke to my ancestors while you were sitting around in the cemetery studying the lineage of my people, and they told you keep my name in your mouth because she's coming 30 years from now. She's going to come up out of this recess thing in middle school, and she's going to be cooking, and I need you to make sure you take care of her. So it's like that full circle thing. Is like my ancestors are very real. They're really walking around out there like, you guys don't really got it. And so like, now we're ready to take it over. So now it's really like, I'm really walking around with that air about me and about my ancestors because I'm like, y'all, you wasn't ready.
And Staten Island, all you think about is racist Italians and Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, and that's what when I'm talking to my customers, I'm like, yeah, I said, now you got this, and this is about U.S. history, but it's also world history because everybody from around the world is coming to a restaurant that has 6 tables and 20 seats. It's not just about Wu-Tang, Pete Davidson, the Mafia, and the mob wives. It's about this right here.
Right.
This is what's going to sustain us, and it's going to also wipe and change the narrative of what the things are that you guys believe Staten Island is, because it's not that.
So what? I don't know, the east side of Staten. What side?
So I'm in Stapleton. I'm on the North Shore.
North Shore of Staten
The
Island.
North Shore is considered the diverse side. So Staten Island, that is where Wu-Tang is, and then we're from that area. They're from Stapleton Park Hill area. Stapleton is actually, it was considered the worst neighborhood on Staten Island. It was actually one of the worst neighborhoods in New York City. When the Holy Spirit told me to go and open up my restaurant in Stapleton, it was like, I need you to rise up out of this. I need you to show people how to rise up out of this kind of adversity. Yeah. So what my restaurant did was it calmed the storm. Like that whole neighborhood is like so calm now. Everybody.
When did you open your restaurant?
June 6, 2021. I had a grand opening of over 400 people and gave food out for free.
Oh, yeah.
During the pandemic.
First.
During the pandemic, I was like, and I gave the food away for free for 2.5 years because I didn't make any money. There was nobody buying any food during the pandemic. It was just like, all right, what do I do? Keep giving the food away to everybody that's in need, and I'll keep doing that until something happens. And it was from one thing to the next.
Look how God bless you.
Yeah, right. How did you get the money for the restaurant?
I had $22,000 when I died. So I died on September 11, 2020 at home.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, you told me.
I died at home. Depressed.
I got all this information. I got like an hour to something.
Yes, I had a miraculous experience with God, and I died at home.
That's you.
Yeah, right. How did you get the money for a restaurant?
I gotta
had
repeat that.
$22,000 when I died. So I died on September 11, 2020 at home.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, you told me.
I died at home in depressed.
I got all this information. I got like an hour to something.
I had a miraculous experience with God, and I died with no diagnosis. I was completely and totally healthy, and my 13-year-old son found me resting in the bathtub. The water was only to my waist. It was not above. I was not submerged. He said that I was unresponsive. He called my husband and told my husband to come home, and he used the term unresponsive at 13. So my husband turned around like, I gotta go home. My 13-year-old son only plays video games. Why is he using the word unresponsive? So when my husband got there, they were like, trying to wake me up. They were like, oh no, she's not getting up. And when EMS and fire department came, they were like, yeah, she's like gone. We don't know how long that's been. So it's not our job to like resuscitate and bring her back. We're not doctors. And he was like, no. Can we like take her to the hospital? He was like, yeah, I guess, but we're not supposed to do it. It was like call coroner. And they were like, no, we want you to take her to the hospital. He took me and resuscitated me. And sure enough, ancestors come right to you and say, hey, chase your legacy and not the luxury. You'll get everything that you want. Just like wake up and go ahead and do it. 4 days later, I woke up and I was like, they said I wasn't going to recover. I wasn't supposed to wake up. I wasn't supposed to be able to cook. I was in a coma for 4 days after they had resuscitated me. And they told my family, like, she's not going to get up. She's not going to wake up. She's dead. Like, she had DIC to disseminated intravascular.
They don't be knowing what the fuck they be talking about. They don't be knowing.
The coagulation, it means that she was in the process of death and she was just dying. There was nothing we could do to save her. And so they were like, if she does respond, she's going to respond to be a vegetable, or she's going to respond to be severely disabled. And so she'll never cook and get herself dressed or do anything for herself anymore. She'll just always need. And when I woke up, I was like, why am I a see I see you? I just asked everybody, like, hey, why am I here? They're like,
let me walk upon the waters. Come on me.
see I see you. I just asked everybody, like, hey, why am I here? They're like, what is she doing? Why is she awake?
Wait, hold
She's
on.
talking.
I'm so sorry. Because the story went really fast.
Yeah.
So wait, you was taking a bath.
No. I was home. I was on the couch, and my husband was like saying, so during transition, like people talk about transition. Transition is a process, and I believe that God is. When people say God is sovereign, God is sovereign. I never felt that. I was like, I already had an experience where God had already like prepared me for it. Like, learn to meditate to the point where you don't have to hear, feel, see, think, or smell. And that was March 7th. Of 2019 or 20, right before the pandemic. And so I started studying self-hypnosis, like how to put myself to sleep, how to like relax, how to like calm down. And then when September 11, 2020, and it happened, I was dead on 9/9 because I was on my couch and I was in like autopilot mode. My husband said he was talking to me, that I was walking around, that I was eating. I don't remember anything. I don't have recollection of any of that. And he said on the third day, I rose. I stood in front of the couch and he said he walked me back and forth and was like, you were kind of moaning, like something might have been wrong. So you get in the tub twice a day. So I ran the tub for you and I put you in, and then I was going to go to the gym because you were responding to me. My cousin said I was on FaceTime. I was talking to her on the phone. And she said, when I put my toe in the water, I said, something's not right. And I hung up the phone. And when I sat down, my son said he came in and said, Mom, do you want me to turn the water off? And he said, I said, no. And he closed the door to the bathroom, and then he said, someone told him not to the bathroom. And when he came back, pushed the door back open, he said I was unresponsive. And that's a y'all ago. They didn't explain what had happened.
Wow.
So they just said, like, when like a hospice patient is like deemed terminally ill and they're gonna pass, they like just wait the process. That's what they do. And then when your body goes out of whack, you go into a DIC, which is a disseminated intravascular coagulation. Your body bleeds and clots at the same exact time. There's no medication that can stop it because I'm gonna either stop the bleeding or I'm gonna stop the clotting. And so there's nothing that can like do both at the same time. That's what I had, like out of nowhere. So my whole body was covered in them. And they were like, she's just dead. Like, we're not gonna do anything. She's not gonna recover. So when this African doctor came in after I had woken up and they were like trying to figure out how the hell did you wake up? The doctor was pinching himself and he was like, have you ever seen a reptile's tail cut off? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what happens to it? I'm like, the tail grows back. He's like, yeah, we're looking at your plate of blood underneath the microscope and you're like creating new cells by yourself, healing yourself. We're not giving you any medication.
Like excellent.
Yeah, so they're like, you're doing something that we can't understand.
What?
They knew this was going on. actively knew this was going on. And this is when another part of why they started the chip with no dip vaccine.
Wait, so what happened with the African doctor?
He was the one that came in and explained it to me because he was pitching himself, and I'm like, "What's wrong, doc?" I'm like, "You good?" And he's like, "Yo, we're reading your blood under the microscope, and you're creating new cells without us. There's no meds that does this."
What is going on here?
Yeah, he was like, he's like, "You should get your medical records," and they held my medical records for a year. Like, it was like, yeah, they were holding on to them. Like, they were not trying to give them, like, it's illegal. I was trying to sue and all this. And God was like, "Let that go, and I'm here to do with you. You ain't even gonna need none of that." Like,
Did you ever get them?
yeah, I did. A year later.
Okay. Wow, this is.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's bigger.
That's some. Wow.
It's bigger.
God can bring you back from anything. Ask me how I know, because I was by myself. I died. I was told I died and came back through YouTube. And I know I had to, because whoever was watching me that night on my Facebook Live, they seen, I started like, and I was like, man, I was like, something ain't right. I started sweating, I was hot. I was very, very weak. I crawled to the back of my car and I just laid there and I was like, and I was gone.
So.
Woke up the next day.
2 stars. What is it from? What is? It's not Michelin.
No, it's not Michelin stars. These are stars in the New York Times, which they say are very hard to get. And like usually only like the top fine dining restaurants get stars. No, I think one restaurant on Staten Island might have got 1 star, but when they came and said, when I told somebody the New York Times came to the restaurant, I don't know what that means. The bartender said, "Oh, well, they're just probably going to mention you in the newspaper, but you're not going to get any stars." Like, trying to like brush me off. And I was like, "Okay, cool. I don't care. Like, mention the newspaper. I don't know how big that is, but sure, no problem." And so when the article came out and it was like, she got 2 stars, people were like, "What now?"
That's the highest.
No, it's 4, but you got to be like the big. Like, my restaurant is tiny, it's all beat up, it's like a little shack.
But no other restaurant has.
But no restaurant
in
has
the whole city.
in all of Staten Island.
In all of Staten Island.
So like to get it is like already to get it is crazy, and then to be the one that gets it and me and I get 2 is crazy because we gotta get 4.
There was one particular person, or was a group of people came and ate, or one particular.
So it was
judge.
no. It was the food critic came with 2 friends, Pete Wells, and he sat at the kids' table at table 3. That's where my kids sat for 2 years and just were my real critics telling me what I put on the menu. And he sat there, he came late, and it was when the restaurant started to kind of like pick up because the food bloggers were coming in. And he's sitting there. I don't know who he is, but people do lookbooks and all that kind of stuff. Just like a Show the Bear, they know who these people are. They run around and they act crazy. But he came there and it was 10 o'clock and I didn't really have nothing. I was like, "Yo, I only got scraps. I don't really got much, but I can like hook you up with a dope smorgasbord and you'll be good. You'll be happy." He's like, "Well, all right." So I said, "You trust me?" He's like, "Yeah." I brought the food out. He's like, "Oh my God, like, this is your scraps? Like, what the heck does regular time look like?" I was like, "Early. Like, if you get here at 5 o'clock, then you get what you want." He came back a week later, 2 weeks later, and he brought a new group of people. And so now he's like ordering everything, and they're like picking at all the food, going crazy. And the first time he came, I walked into his car. I walk everybody to their car, or I give them a
it was him?
I didn't know. I don't know anything. So he acted funny. Like, the 2 people that were with him first were like saying stuff, and I can remember them like kicking each other under the table, like not to say stuff, to not let it out. And then the second time he came, he brought
Oh, how the hell they cut off?
new people I still didn't know. But I walked up to him and I'm like, "Hey, cousin," and I hugged him. I'm like, "Hey, you came back?" And he's like not wanting to look at me like, "Does she know who I am?" I'm like, "No, I like, I'm not saying no, I don't know who you are. I'm just like treating him like a cousin. And so it was like, you're gonna get everything because now I told you what to do. Be at 5 o'clock. Now you can get what you want. And he eats it, and he eats, and he leaves. And then I get a phone call. My nephew's like, Auntie Mom, you know, somebody called and they said their name is Pete Wells. They called from the New York Times. And they want you to call back. I said, I ain't subscribing to the New York Times. So I'm like, I don't want to call her back. And he was like, no, well, call and tell me you don't want to subscribe. So I called, and I'm like, hi, I'm calling to speak to Pete Wells. I didn't know you guys make cold calls to subscribe to the New York Times. She's like, subscribe to the New York Times. She's like, so you don't know who I am? And I'm like, no. And I was like, but I know that you called me to subscribe. He's like, no, I did not call you to subscribe. He's like, I called you because I want to do a story on you. My experience with you was incredible, and I've never been in a restaurant where the chef came out and spoke to every single person, encountered everybody, hugged everybody, told every single person that she loved them. You didn't fix my accent. You made everybody feel like they were super important. It didn't matter who it was. Like, I've never seen something like that happen in my life.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Restaurant business
And doing what you do. Like,
Right.
it's
It's
very
very natural.
Yeah.
So and that's what he said, is I've never seen it. Like, he's like, I have to
They
do.
reward people for
Yeah.
being human beings.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta write an incredible story, but it is gonna change your life drastically. And when it did, the first reservation was Paris. When I got the call, my phone went crazy. It was like, messages were like in the 200s on my phone. I couldn't keep them. So like now it's like it's booked. People that are coming there now booked 3 months ago. They travel from all around the world. I've seen people from every single continent. I've seen them from all the islands. I've seen them from everywhere, all 50 states. They all show up. And like my biggest fans are London, Germany, New Zealand, Switzerland.
Wait, so they flew to Paris?
No,
they can't.
These
Look,
people
Paris
fly to
Regions
Staten Island.
called in.
Paris called
maybe to
Paris
Staten
called and
Island.
made a reservation like, I'm coming in 2 months. Can I
I've been at
Oh.
Staten Island.
So every single week I'm booked. I do 3 turnovers, and when I open up my restaurant, I have a waiting list of over 200 people trying to get in on a cancellation.
Damn.
So it's like, yeah, they're like, yeah, we'll take a cancellation. And
What time do you
they'll
open?
I open at 5 o'clock. I'm open on paydays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 5 to 10.
3 months,
3
y'all.
days.
We ate a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Not brag.
But to be a little
Right.
Y'all gonna wait till 3 months.
I got to tell a little It's amazing, man. And you aren't losing your authenticity trying to please unavailable.
Right. Absolutely
You
not.
know, a lot of cats do that shit.
Every single day that I go into the restaurant, I ask for 2 things. Bring the people in and allow them to be one way and allow them to leave refreshed and anew. And the second thing is keep me grounded. Like, I always want to stay grounded, because I believe that is a part of the fabric of my brand, is like making sure people understand, like, I came from something and then I experienced things that might have felt like nothing, and this is like much bigger than me. Like,
So when you say you do 3 turnovers, what does that mean?
so like I open up at 5, I have a seating at 5, they get like 90 minutes, and then you come in, they gotta get up, you gotta go, because I can't tell the person coming from Belize, an island, that they can't sit down at 7:45.
You have reservations.
They're reservation only. I can't do that anywhere.
You said you open, 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Okay.
How come you don't open during the week since you have that over that?
I'm busy.
Damn! Hold on.
I'm busy.
Well, I tried to go to the restaurant. Well, they're busy, Jerry. They're busy. Well, you expected to solve the restaurant, Jerry. Why didn't you fucking reserve it, Jerry?
You got time view. She goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Damn, she goes, I have things to do. I like to live. Things are going well.
I love it.
3 days and then the rest are mine.
Right.
I have 6 children.
Mondays and Tuesdays are like lunch special days. They'll try to like dumb me down and try to make me give them like soup and a sandwich. I don't got time for that. Like,
Damn, word. That's so great. They're do that
yeah.
days.
You gonna throw it up in the club, throw it up in the restaurant. I'm good.
Wow. So you said it's a little shaggy. It's fucked up looking.
No, it's like
Let's get a picture of this little raggedy ass mother.
it's got like a little living room.
You know, you said it's raggedy. I want to see it.
Everybody else feels like it's home, but what's your home? No, we pull out fold-out tables in the living room.
Oh, yeah.
This is for an overflow, and I don't want nobody trying to come in for an overflow. It's like, I don't want to leave. People came from down to like, I don't want to get kicked out. Let me sit
I
down.
want to see the inside of this place. Oh my God. That's a crib. That's your place.
That's in my living room, right?
Yes,
It's right in the dining hall, so like, there's tables behind there. There's like,
Dude, it's a crib.
Can we see like the what people eat at?
Oh, you have soul food and couches. Come on.
we do a shift. We're like, hey, shift over, move,
Oh, I love it. It's really pretty. It's cute. It looks
And right now, there's like, I love small intimacy. On that right wall, there's all new like art we put up there because they were like,
But the furniture is all new too. Is it all regular?
no, I bought secondhand furniture.
All right, cool. No, I'm stable though.
Yeah, it's stable.
It's not like one of those
I
situations
just
like
got
this.
two new tables after that.
Enjoy your food.
I just got two new tables because the big back situation was cracking the
Big bag. There's a
table.
lot of big bags in there.
I can imagine.
Big bag shit is just too much. I was in Louisiana. It's big bag shit. It's big bag. Because the South, it's I'm not even lying. It's
No, but there's
literally
big bags.
back
No, there's
You're
big bags for every country. Like, there's big bags
Big
for
bag.
everywhere.
You don't pachyderm, rhinoceroses, elephants. It's pachyderm because derm, the skin, it's that skin they have.
Big ass skin.
Pachyderm is elephants, rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's yo, in the South, they're
No, it's big bags. It's
massive.
big active.
It's big active. So you be like, so one per table.
No, we did.
We do have to like be strategic in how we put people down at the table so they don't block certain walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a magnet for big backs? Well, welcome to Shawnee's. If you got a big back, well, we got a big menu for all the big backs out there. All you big backs, French big backs, Swiss big backs. We got Chinese big backs, big backs. You like baby back ribs? Well, big backs, yeah, got for you, you big fucking back. Get over here, Staten Island. We got room for the big backs. We have a living room. We have a whole bed. I got a wild bed for you big back motherfuckers. Come on down. Come to Shawnee's where the big backs live. Yeah. I have two big backs, big backs.
636, no, 639,
Let's go.
angel number.
Yo, I need like a little wig. What's up? This is Shawnee. Are you a big back?
But you gotta have like on a turban, a dashiki, a cowboy hat, boots. Like, you gotta have like a, you gotta have all of it on there. Everybody
Listen, we want to come to Big Back.
Everybody
Big
gotta-
Back.
Everybody.
Two questions. One, who's the most famous person who's come to your restaurant?
Well, first time using my husband Valentine.
Either be famous, a celebrity, or like political, or either or several. Any
Well,
type.
I've had Elvis Duran, he's on the radio. Al Roker's been there. I had L.A. Reid and his whole family come.
Oh wow.
And somebody like, everybody in the neighborhood was like, how do you get L.A. Reid to come to Staten Island? I talked to them on the phone. They're very cool. Who else? Alexander Smalls opened up the first fine dining soul food restaurant in Manhattan. But he's an opera singer.
Oh wow.
He came there. Eric Sermon. Some of
Eric
the
Sermon from EPMD, baby, the Green Eyed Man.
came. Wu-Tang doesn't. Well, Capadonna came. He shot a documentary. He shot a documentary in the restaurant, and a piece of it, and then Method Man shot a music video in there.
Oh wow.
But I did like a lot of like personal stuff for them, like at home. Like I worked with Raekwon in Texas, and I did some stuff for Method Man at home.
What's your personal
Capadonna.
chef?
I was personal chef to a lot of people. Charlamagne, Teddy Riley.
Oh wow.
I worked with Cardi B. I worked with Kevin Gates. I worked with
Kevin Gates.
Little Kim. I did her birthday party. But I I did at Norton's Movie Motherless Brooklyn. I worked with Bruce Willis right before he was diagnosed.
Wow.
Right before the pandemic. Lou Pepper Williams, I did him during the pandemic. He came to Brooklyn. Came to Brooklyn for a basketball game.
Yeah.
He asked for food, and then when nobody could go into the Barclays Center because it was the pandemic, and it was pictures, I was the only person that had ever been in there.
Oh, dang.
Because it was like, we need real food. So I got called for doing that. But I worked with A Boogie, Busta Rhymes, everybody. Like, anybody you name, I've seen all of them. I've done television, news, music, movies, all that kind of stuff. I did it for 5 years. I did it all over the entertainment industry. So it was very big. I worked New York Yankees. I ran all food and beverage over Dallas Cowboys. I worked food and beverage there.
Wow.
I did a lot of
the work.
Your resume is good.
Yeah, my resume is crazy. Like it's been everybody.
But your legacy is what really had me, like,
That legacy.
because to come from like excellence like that, I couldn't imagine. Man, yeah, I don't come from that, so it's like,
Well, you do. You just
Come
don't
from
know.
Exactly.
Come from it. You do come from it. You just don't know where it is. Like I always tell.
Yeah, she doesn't know her history. So there's a difference between people that have fought and managed to hold on to their legacy and their history, and it wasn't completely erased, to those who have their history erased.
My people, when they come into the restaurant, I'm like, think about it. If he went to Jersey, picked Harriet up, picked up a group of people, brought them to Standing Ground, and then helped them get free, and then took them back and forth into other areas, they just spread into Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, and it was like, go out there and go do what you gotta go do to like build up. Like everybody didn't stay on Staten Island. People left. There were a lot of like that. Staten Island was big for dealing with ships and merchant men. Like there was like a lot of that.
Merchant men. And Godfrey We Trust podcast
Kind of stuff like Seaman Society.
Staten Island established it.
4 days ago.
I don't know, but I mean, you know that because it was an island. Well, yeah. When was it sort of like?
Well, I mean, I'm dating back only to where my family was 1700s. So like,
Yeah, that's a good damn job.
even though my family comes from Jamaica, it's still like it's not given all
But
that.
you don't know.
you don't know.
She don't know.
You ever see when what's the Professor Louis Gates? He take
DNA.
he go
Know your heritage, yeah.
Right, so I grew up with my great grandmother in the house, and she knew her great grandmother, and
Okay.
the stories wasn't given that.
60.
It wasn't given that. It was given.
It's like, we are not complaining of blood.
Yeah, like,
You're from Kingston.
Yeah.
My Shady family.
The stories was not given excellence.
Here it is, Staten Island.
I never looked, so.
Here it is, Staten Island. Now one of New York's 5 boroughs was first explored in 1524 by Giovanni de Verrazzano, like Verrazzano Bridge,
Oh.
and named Staten.
Probably, exactly.
Oh, probably right.
That's the whitewash.
And it is and Staten, of course, the Dutch, Staten Island by Henry Hudson, because it's Dutch. Because it was New Amsterdam. Yeah, Staten Island, Staten Island by Henry Hudson, 1609, derived from the Dutch Staten General. The first permanent European settlement was established by the Dutch. They always say established in 1661 at Oud-Dorp.
She's already saying, because my grandfather is Sioux, but he's Monacan from Sioux Nation. Monacan from Virginia.
Okay.
And so they were, if she has native, indigenous people, it goes before, what's the lineage of the indigenous lineage before that, before the 1700s?
So wait, what's the Indian tribe you said again?
The Lakota Sioux tribe.
Spell that, please.
Lakota.
If I'm not mistaken, they're part of the tribes that we were researching.
Sioux.
Lakota.
SOIUS. Yes.
Okay, here we go. Watch this. The Lakota are one of the 3 groups that make up the Great Sioux Nation, along with the Eastern Dakota and Western Dakota. Like you said, Lakota is also the name of their language, which is one of the 3 dialects spoken by the Sioux people. The Lakota are known as the Teton Sioux. The name Sioux is a French-Canadian term, while Lakota and Dakota are preferred by the people themselves.
1700s.
Okay, Sune, all right, well, shit. Yeah, man. And then the Lakota are further divided into 7 bands: Oglala, Brule, Hompapa, meaning Konju, Itzapiko, Sihapsapa, Blackfeet, and Unahuna. They
Blackfoot.
all of them motherfuckers. Yeah. Damn.
Writing it down, see 1700s up at the top of the paper.
What the fuck?
Lakota tribe, Hyoka. I went down.
All this is all like
It's all documented.
it's just like you. It's like it feels like I'm at a museum, and you got the museum shit. Like it's all part of the stuff you see in the glass. And you go, nah,
You like to touch this side.
It's a document of 13.
This is everything we just really went over. How they lied. This video right here is confirmation about how they lied and how we just found out on this channel. It happened not too long ago. Within the past 300-400 years. That was in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 1920s are on this page. And all of those tribes, I bet you it's on here. This is the page I was looking for. It's the AD. Christ, in the year of the Lord, in location, 1830s, the war over the Navajo lands. 1950s, government spread their control over the lands. 1960, there was a raid in all the government there, wiped the tribes. 1864 war, the Navajo, Longfoot. 1968, the Treaty of Bosqua Redondo. To return to the homeland. The Ute, the Hopi tribes, the Cherokee, women in charge, New York. I love it when I get a fucking confirmation. I fucking love it. This confirmation. Let me write this video down. Love it when I get a confirmation. Before slavery. Like I said. Let's see. This is confirmation. Country. Oh, I do know a Dixon. Oh no, not Dixon Davidson. It could be a branch off though, especially with the way the government be changing people's names. Dixon. In Godfrey We Trust podcast YouTuber channel. Amazing confirmation. Oh, thank you, God. God is amazing, yo.
And not yet, right by the serial killer. No, but this is, wow, man. This blew me away. That's why you're
And that's crazy. That's why all that shit's happening on Plum Island and shit. Hitler had something to do with that shit too. But he was saying earlier in the other video too that they were unaliving the Africans in Germany.
I was like, I was scared. I got one. Yeah. You want to talk about that? She was like, I was like, oh, okay, man. Yeah, we talked like hours, right? We were just yapping. I was like, dog, this is what we do. Yeah. And the fact that Staten Island, it just tells you, it just hides so much shit. And that's all they do, but shit's coming out to light. And that's what I love about social media. Yeah. I love it. Because I wouldn't have found you if there was no social media. If I was just going through my thing in the hotel. I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is awesome. I mean, it's like, it's crazy. It also comes out because they're trying to diminish it. You were going to stop it from dying. If they weren't trying to hide it, we might just leave it alone. Yeah. But because they're trying to hide it, well, it's a blessing in disguise because they're trying to hide it. We cause the voices to dig deeper. Well, when people say, yeah, they're gonna ban, I said they ain't banning shit because most of the books you learn from, you have to go buy on your own. Yeah. What fucking university is going to break down Black history other than the main shit, the regular shit they show on film? Right. You gotta go with all our books are bought. And you had to buy, that's why, I remember I tell you, I don't buy nothing but hardcover. Yeah. Just so I'll have it. Historic treasure on Staten Island, the oldest surviving free Black community in the U.S. is often overlooked by visitors to New York City. They just skip it. They go, what's that? Okay, anyway. It's Italian. Yeah. Italian. There's a pizza shop right there. No, but what's that over there that says 1709? Well, look at the pizza. I'll go by 2021. That's just the address. Listen. Wait, that's just the address. That's just the 1709 Street. There's 1701 till, okay, the Italians and the Dutch, they created this wonderful church. But what's that old church that says 1450?
Yeah, those are the 14 other streets. Now, this guy Luigi. He established this. Well, where's Harriet Tubman's photo doing right there on that road there? Yeah, that's a Harriet Tubman fan. He lives right there, 14 on that. Okay, he likes black women. Now listen, and you put the dog. I said you put the dog free now.
That's hilarious. Whew. God is not playing. So yeah, I thought, wait, no, that's not the one from a day ago. This is the one from 4 days ago. I thought it was the one from a day ago. Wanted to get into this too.
Insurance companies don't want you to know this. Homeowners, if your insurance rates keep going up like mine, then you need to...
A desperate mother from Norfolk, Virginia, called Edgar Casey in 1943 after losing her baby at 7 months. What happened next during reading June 28541 will blow your mind. The spirit of her unborn child communicated directly through Casey, revealing shocking truths about what really happens when a baby's soul doesn't make it to birth. I'm about to share the exact words that transformed this grieving mother's life forever, and 3 documented cases that even skeptics couldn't explain. If you've ever wondered what happens to a baby's soul who never gets to be born, or if you felt the mysterious presence of a child who departed before birth, what you're about to discover will completely revolutionize everything you thought you knew about life, death, and the spiritual realm. In the next 12 minutes, I'll reveal 3 mind-blowing discoveries from Edgar Casey's documented readings that the mainstream world doesn't want you to know. First, the exact moment when the soul connects to the body during pregnancy, and why this changes everything about miscarriage. Second, the shocking case where a spirit communicated its experience after an interrupted reincarnation, including details only the mother could verify. And third, the incredible process of spiritual assistance these souls receive in higher dimensions, revelations that have brought peace to over 100,000 families worldwide. Edgar Casey, America's most documented psychic known as the Sleeping Prophet, conducted over 14,000 recorded readings between 1901 and 1945. But reading Laumre 136-83 changed everything. A woman whose pregnancy ended at 22 weeks asked the sleeping Casey a question that would shake the spiritual world. What happened to my baby's soul? What came through Casey's lips while unconscious was so profound that it made front-page news in the Norfolk Virginian Pilot. The spirit speaking through Casey revealed that the soul's connection to the physical body isn't instant at conception, but a gradual process that unfolds throughout pregnancy. But here's what will blow your mind. This spirit explains.
That makes sense. Of what I was saying, how my son used to tell me, Mom, I came here at this time. And then, of course, I kind of connected that with the dreams that I had and like falling to the ground.
That even when pregnancy is interrupted, the soul's experience is never wasted. Picture this. You're a soul preparing for earthly life, slowly descending into physical matter, like a diver gradually going deeper into the ocean. Each month of pregnancy, you connect more deeply with the forming body, but you're never trapped or imprisoned. If the pregnancy ends early, it's like surfacing from that dive with incredible knowledge about the depths below, knowledge that makes you a better guide for future journeys. This is exactly what Spirit W13683 communicated through Casey. The soul that had experienced a 22-week pregnancy told its grieving mother through the reading, I am not gone, Mother. I am more alive than ever. This brief time in your womb was my graduate school for understanding human love and physical limitation. I am now your guardian angel, preparing for my next opportunity to be your child. But wait, it gets even more incredible. The spirit provided specific details about family conversations that had happened after the miscarriage, details that only the mother knew. It described how the father cried alone in the garage 3 nights after the loss, something the mother had never told anyone. This wasn't vague spiritualism. This was documented, verified communication from beyond. Dr. Wesley Ketchum, the physician who worked with Casey for over a decade, documented case after case where spirits of unborn children communicated through readings. In his medical journal from 1910, he wrote, "These communications consistently show intelligence, compassion, and specific knowledge that defies conventional explanation. Whatever the source, these readings bring profound healing to grieving families." Reading How to 3922 from March 1942 contains one of the most detailed accounts ever recorded. A couple from Richmond had experienced 3 consecutive pregnancy losses. During the reading, not one but 3 distinct spirits communicated, each explaining their brief earthly current spiritual status. The first spirit, who had been with them for only 8 weeks, said, "I came to awaken your hearts to deeper love. My mission was complete in those 2 months. I touched your souls and opened them to a love you never knew was possible. That was my gift to you, and your gift to me was showing me what human devotion feels like." This spirit then revealed something that left the couple speechless. It described how the mother had sung a specific lullaby during week 6, a song she had made up spontaneously and never told anyone about. The spirit said, "Your lullaby reached me in the in-between space, Mother. I carry that melody with me in the spiritual realms." But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. The second spirit, who had stayed for 4 months, provided detailed information about its spiritual education during pregnancy. It explained that during those months in the womb, it was simultaneously attending classes in the spiritual realm, learning about human emotion, physical sensation, and the sacred bond between parent and child. The spirit said, "Every day you loved me. Every moment you dreamed of my future. Every time you placed your hands on your belly, I was learning love in its purest form. That education is now helping me guide other souls who are preparing for earthly incarnation. Your love multiplied into service for countless others." The third spirit, who had remained until 7 months, revealed the most shocking truth of all. He had communicated that all 3 spirits had planned this experience together before incarnating, along with the parents' souls. They were a spiritual family group working together to accelerate their collective evolution. "We chose this path of brief encounters to teach you that love transcends physical form," the spirit explained. "Every tear you
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you? Let me know down below. Thank you for hitting the like button,
became a prayer,
sharing and subscribing.
Between earth and heaven. You didn't just lose 3 children. You gained 3 guardian angels who will protect and guide your future family. This reading, documented in the ARE archives in Virginia Beach, included something that even hardened researchers couldn't explain. The spirits provided the exact date when the couple would conceive again, April 15th, 1943, and described specific details about that future child, including a birthmark on the left shoulder. 11 months later, the couple wrote to Casey confirming everything. They had conceived on April 15th, 1943, exactly as predicted. Their son was born healthy with the described birthmark, and he grew up claiming he could see his 3 older siblings who visited him at night. Dr. Ian Stevenson from the University of Virginia later studied this case in detail. In his research notes from 1967, he wrote, "The specificity and accuracy of information in this case far exceeds what could be explained by chance, fraud, or psychological factors. This represents either genuine spirit communication or an unknown form of extrasensory perception. But wait until you hear what Reading TAR 5749-8 revealed about the spiritual assistance these souls receive. A young woman from Baltimore lost her baby at 28 weeks in 1944. Through Casey's reading, her child's spirit described an entire spiritual realm dedicated to souls who experienced interrupted incarnations. The spirit painted an incredible picture. I was immediately welcomed by beings of light who understood my journey. There are entire cities in the spiritual realm populated by souls like me, those who came close to Earth but returned early. We're not lost or confused.
Damn. So this is what unalive babies go through, whether it was natural or unnatural.
The advanced students, the spiritual Navy SEALs preparing for more challenging missions. This spirit explained that these premature return souls become specialists in comforting other families going through similar experiences. They work as a cosmic support team, sending signs, dreams, and feelings of peace to grieving parents worldwide. Every rainbow you see after a storm, every butterfly that lands on your hand during a moment of grief, every sudden feeling of peace when you're crying, we're behind these moments, the spirit created. We've become the bridge builders between heaven and earth. The spirit then revealed something that changes everything about how we understand pregnancy loss. It explained that souls who experience shortened pregnancies actually retain vivid memories of the love they felt while in the womb. This love becomes their spiritual fuel for helping others. The love you poured into me during those 28 weeks didn't disappear when my body died, the spirit said. That love is now a lighthouse that guides other lost souls home. Every prayer you said over my growing body, every song you sang, every dream you had of our future, all of that love energy is now actively healing broken hearts across dimensions. Reading number 281 to 16 from 1935 documented an even more extraordinary case. A mother in Charleston had lost twins at 24 weeks. During her reading, both spirits communicated simultaneously, finishing each other's sentences like they had done in the womb. We were practicing teamwork even before birth, they said through Casey. Our mission was to show you that souls can work together across any barrier, even the barrier between life and death. We're still twins, Mother, just twins in a different dimension. These spirits revealed that twins who pass together often become spiritual partners who specialize in comforting other families with multiple losses. They described working together to send synchronized signs, like seeing two cardinals together or finding twin flowers blooming unexpectedly. But here's the part that will absolutely blow your mind. These twin spirits accurately predicted 3 major events in their mother's life: her remarriage date, the exact number of children she would have afterward, and even the career path of her future son. Everything came true exactly as foretold. Edgar Casey's readings consistently revealed that the 7th month of pregnancy is crucial. Reading Karma 28829 explains that before the 7th month, the soul maintains significant freedom to move between spiritual and physical realms. After 7 months, the connection becomes more fixed, which is why later losses require more spiritual assistance for the soul's transition back. This explains why many mothers report vivid dreams and spiritual experiences during early pregnancy. As one spirit communicated in Reading Dodger 340-15, during those first 6 months I was your night visitor, Mother. Every peaceful dream you had was actually us meeting in the in-between space, planning our love story that would transcend physical limitations. Dr. Harold Riley, who worked with Casey for decades, documented over 200 cases where spirits of unborn children provided healing guidance to their families. In his private journal.
It's not funny. It is funny now, but it wasn't funny then. Y'all know about pregnancy dreams. If y'all don't know about it, let me tell you a story. So I used to have pregnancy dreams with my older daughter, with my firstborn. I had dreams about my ex-husband cheating and stuff, right? And I would be so fucking pissed. And they'd be like, why are you tripping? It's just a dream. And then the shit really happened. So it's like, your baby is communicating with you shit that is already going on that they can see. They're already gifted. They already have their gifts before they come into the physical realm. That is hilarious. That's why me and her, tight.
Halsey wrote, these communications contain medical, psychological, and spiritual insights that have revolutionized how I understand consciousness, death, and the purpose of human experience. Reading Wamba 1567 to her 2 revealed something that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. A spirit that had experienced a 20-week pregnancy described how the emotional trauma of loss creates spiritual scars that can be healed through specific meditation practices and energy work. The spirit provided detailed instructions for a healing visualization that it called Soul Bridge meditation. This practice involves imagining a bridge of golden light connecting the grieving parent's heart to the spiritual realm where their child resides. Hundreds of families who have practiced this meditation report profound healing and even direct spiritual contact with their children. When you build this bridge with your love and intention, the spirit explained, I can walk across it to comfort you whenever you need me. Your grief becomes the construction material for our eternal connection. But here's what really changes everything about pregnancy loss. Reading Satya 26289 documented a case where a spirit revealed that many souls volunteer for interrupted pregnancies, specifically to help their chosen parents develop spiritual gifts. Some souls accept brief incarnations as a service mission, the spirit explained through Casey. We come just long enough to crack open your hearts and awaken psychic abilities you didn't know you had. The grief you feel isn't punishment, it's spiritual labor pains as you birth your dormant intuitive powers. This spirit predicted that the mother would develop healing abilities within 2 years of the loss. The prediction proved accurate when she discovered she could provide comfort and guidance to other grieving parents with uncanny insight and effectiveness. The ARE archives contain over 300 documented cases where parents who experienced pregnancy loss later developed spiritual gifts, mediumship, healing abilities, prophetic dreams, or enhanced intuition. It's as if the brief presence of these advanced souls leaves behind a spiritual imprint that activates latent abilities. Reading number 35081 from 1943 contains one of the most controversial revelations. A spirit that experienced a 16-week pregnancy revealed that some souls choose interrupted incarnations to avoid traumatic world events they foresee coming. I saw the wars and struggles that would mark the coming decades, the spirit communicated. My soul chose to retreat to the spiritual realm where I could serve as a guardian and guide, rather than experiencing the density of physical trauma. This wasn't abandonment. This was strategic positioning for maximum service to humanity. This same spirit accurately predicted major world events, including specific dates related to World War II, details that weren't confirmed until years later when classified documents were released. Dr. Thomas Sugrue, who wrote the first major biography of Edgar Casey, spent 5 years studying readings related to pregnancy loss. In his unpublished notes, he wrote, "These cases provide the most compelling evidence I've encountered for survival of consciousness after death. The specificity, consistency, and therapeutic value of these communications suggest we're dealing with genuine contact with discarnate souls." Reading Nutter 5749-14 equals approximately 1 year of learning on Earth. This means a soul that spent even weeks in the womb experienced the equivalent of years of spiritual evolution. My 12 weeks with you, Mother, gave me the equivalent of 12 years of education about human love, the spirit communicated. I am now qualified to teach other souls about compassion, sacrifice, and the holy bond between parent and child. Your brief pregnancy was my PhD in unconditional love. This revelation reframes pregnancy loss completely. Instead of seeing it as a tragedy or failure, we can understand it as an intensive spiritual education program that benefits both the soul and the parents. Reading 37816 contains perhaps the most mind-blowing revelation of all. A spirit that experienced a 25-week pregnancy revealed that these abbreviated incarnations are actually spiritual missions accepted by advanced souls to serve humanity. I am part of a spiritual task force, the spirit explained through Casey. We volunteer for brief Earth missions, a beacon of light that makes it easier for other souls to find their way to Earth. This spirit revealed that these bridge builder souls often coordinate their missions, with multiple spirits choosing the same time period to maximize their collective impact on raising Earth's spiritual vibration. The spirit provided a prophecy that's proving remarkably accurate. In the coming decades, as humanity faces its greatest spiritual challenges, there will be an increase in souls choosing brief incarnations, Each one will awaken more humans to their spiritual nature. By 2025, the accumulated love from these missions will reach critical mass, triggering a global spiritual awakening. As we approach 2025, we're seeing exactly what this spirit predicted: unprecedented interest in spirituality, life after death, and the nature of consciousness. Reading NUP 11298-1 documented a case that even convinced skeptical researchers. A family had experienced 4 pregnancy losses over 6 years. During their reading, all 4 spirits communicated, revealing they were part of a soul cluster, working together on a specific mission. We came to prepare your hearts for the special soul who will be your earthly child, they explained. Each loss opened your hearts wider, made your love deeper, and prepared you to raise a soul with an important mission for humanity. We were the preparation team for your true destiny. The spirits accurately predicted that the couple would conceive their earthly child exactly 18 months later. They described this future child in remarkable detail, including specific personality traits, talents, and even physical characteristics. When that child was born, everything matched perfectly. More incredibly, this child grew up to become a pediatric surgeon who specialized in saving premature babies, directly serving the same population that his spiritual siblings had once been part of. This case illustrates a profound truth revealed throughout Casey's readings. Pregnancy loss often serves a higher purpose in preparing families for their ultimate spiritual mission on Earth. Reading number 13618 revealed the existence of what spirits call comfort stations in the spiritual realm. These are specialized facilities where souls who experienced interrupted pregnancies receive training in how to send healing energy to grieving families on Earth. I now work at a comfort station, one spirit explained. Every day I and thousands of other souls like me send waves of peace, hope, and love to parents who are crying for their children. When you suddenly feel unexplained peace in the middle of grief, that's us reaching across dimensions to hold you. This spirit described the comfort stations as beautiful crystalline structures filled with soft music and surrounded by gardens where the souls of children play while learning their assignments. Each soul is paired with specific families to guide and protect. I'm not just your child who didn't make it to birth, the spirit said. I'm your personal guardian angel, assigned specifically to your family for eternity. I know your hearts better than you know them yourselves, because I grew inside one of those hearts. Dr. Gladys Davis, Edgar Casey's longtime secretary, documented over 500 letters from families reporting contact with their unborn children after receiving readings. In her memoir, she wrote, "The consistency of these reports convinced me that we were documenting genuine communication with souls in the afterlife. The healing and hope these readings brought to families was undeniable." Reading Dajah 25 and 337 contains one of the detailed descriptions of the soul's experience during pregnancy. The spirit explained that during gestation, the soul experiences a preview of earthly emotions while maintaining its spiritual perspective. Every time you felt joy about my coming, I experienced joy multiplied by 10, the spirit communicated. Every worry you had about my health, I felt as loving concern. I was learning the full spectrum of human emotion in a safe, protected are simultaneously present in both physical and spiritual realms, receiving guidance from spiritual teachers while forming their earthly connection. I had the best of both worlds, the spirit explained.
How the registered birth scheme works. When a child is born, the mother...
Connection. I had the best of both worlds, the spirit explained. I was growing in your love while being taught by masters in the spiritual realm. When my time in your womb ended, I graduated with honors in both human love and cosmic wisdom. Reading number 294 to 189 documented a case that provides incredible hope for families. A spirit that experienced a 30-week pregnancy revealed that these souls often reincarnate with the same families when conditions are right. I will return to you, Mother, the spirit promised. When the time is perfect, when your hearts have healed and expanded, I will choose you again.
Now I know why I didn't go to my real family. It would have been way worse. I know that for sure. Especially with all that happened.
You will recognize me by the deep sense of completion you'll feel when you first hold me. The love we shared during those 7 months created an eternal bond that death cannot break. This spirit accurately predicted the exact month its reincarnation would occur, 2 years and 4 months later. A desperate mother from Norfolk, Virginia. Every parent who loves us, even briefly, becomes a beacon of light that makes it easier for other souls to find their way to Earth. This spirit revealed that these bridge builder souls often coordinate their missions, with multiple spirits choosing the same time period to maximize their collective impact on raising Earth's spiritual vibration. The spirit provided a prophecy that's proving remarkably accurate. In the coming decades, as humanity faces its greatest spiritual challenges, there will be an increase in souls choosing brief incarnations. Each one will awaken more humans to their spiritual nature. By 2025, the accumulated love from these missions will reach critical mass, triggering a global spiritual awakening. As we approach 2025, we're seeing exactly what this spirit predicted: unprecedented interest in spirituality, life after death, and the nature of consciousness. Reading 11298-1 documented a case that even convinced skeptical researchers. A family had experienced 4 pregnancy losses over 6 years. During their reading, all 4 spirits communicated, revealing they were part of a soul cluster working together on a specific mission. We came to prepare your hearts for the special soul who will be your earthly child, they explained. Each loss opened your hearts wider, made your love deeper, and prepared you to raise a soul with an important mission for humanity. We were where families report unmistakable signs that their lost child has returned in a subsequent pregnancy. Reading 849-75 revealed perhaps the truth of all. The spirit explained that souls who experience interrupted pregnancies become love amplifiers in the spiritual realm. Every moment of love I received while in your womb is now multiplied and sent to thousands of other parents who need comfort, the spirit communicated. Your love for me didn't die with my body. It became a renewable energy source that powers healing across dimensions. You didn't just love one child. Through me, you're now loving countless souls. This spirit revealed that the love energy generated during pregnancy, even brief pregnancies, creates what spiritual teachers call love reservoirs that can be accessed by anyone in need of comfort. When a mother anywhere in the world cries for her lost child, she can tap into the love reservoir that your grief helped create. The spirit explained, your pain becomes others' healing. Your loss becomes others' gain. This is the cosmic mathematics.
This can be known as the spiritual realm of grieving mothers that Bobby Hemmett talked about.
Love. Nothing is ever truly lost, only transformed into service. Edgar Casey's final reading about pregnancy loss, conducted just months before his death in 1945, contained a prophecy about our current time. The spirit speaking through him said, in the early 21st century, humanity will finally understand the true purpose of interrupted pregnancies. Science will discover that consciousness exists independently of the brain, confirming what these readings have always taught. Recent research in quantum consciousness and near-death experiences is proving remarkably consistent with what Casey's readings revealed 80 years ago. Studies at major universities are confirming that consciousness can exist independently of physical brain activity, supporting the possibility of soul survival after death. The spirit in Casey's final reading made one last prediction. By 2025, the accumulated love from all souls who experience brief incarnations will reach critical mass. This will trigger a global awakening where humanity finally understands that death is impossible and love is eternal. The children who left too soon will be recognized as the teachers they always were. As we witness unprecedented global interest in spirituality, life after death, and the nature of consciousness, this prophecy appears to be manifesting exactly as foretold. The documented evidence from Edgar Cayce's readings reveals an incredible truth. The souls of children who don't make it to birth are not lost or confused. They are advanced spiritual beings on special missions to awaken love, strengthen families, and build bridges between earth and heaven. Every pregnancy loss, no matter how early, serves a divine purpose in the cosmic plan of spiritual evolution. The grief you feel isn't punishment, it's the labor pains of spiritual awakening. The love you shared, however briefly, becomes eternal fuel for healing others. Your child who didn't make it to birth is not gone. They are more alive than ever, working as your personal guardian angel, while serving as a love amplifier for the entire universe. The brief time you loved them in the womb wasn't a tragedy. It was a sacred mission, accomplished perfectly. In the great theater of existence, there are no failed performances, only courageous souls playing their parts in the eternal symphony of divine love. Your unborn child is not a lost note in that symphony. They are the conductor, ensuring that love's music never stops playing.
Do you know you can pray because you're feeling anxious? Or maybe you have an exam coming up. Or maybe you're just...
That makes so much sense. It makes so much sense as well as when I was little. I was like, I want to go back to where I don't remember. Which was likely at a love station or just before I came to Earth. Before I was reincarnated. Tortured my ass. I was like, I want to go back. That makes sense. Lord have mercy. We didn't get into the Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Oh, wait. Naked Gun 2.5 is the actual movie I was referring to. But Ace Ventura Pet Detectives have a lot of information in them as well. Like Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. And they're about to come out with a fucking other one. That is not by coincidence. I wonder what Easter eggs they're gonna have in this shit. Like, this is gonna be crazy. It makes sense how we were all on a mission. It just really sucks sometimes. But we'll learn. Y'all be great. Never give up. Now I hope you guys have more confirmation of understanding of the inner child and why history is so important, why history needs to change, and why it really needs to be talked about. The truth needs to be talked about. It doesn't need to be hidden. You know, it needs to be exposed. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be, glorified in some type of way. I mean, not necessarily glorified, but rectified. You know, there were so many lies that were told and that were not upheld, and we're still going through that shit today, to the point where it's affecting not just melanated people, but everybody. But we're learning, healing, and growing and evolving. And our children are helping us do so. And you're helping others as well. But some of these motherfuckers don't deserve our children. So fight and don't give up. You'll be okay. Trust me. I have the alleged most unorthodox family that they say is not societal norms, and guess what? I am doing just fine. Be great. Oh, it was slow.